Bears fans, this is your 60-second countdown.
Have some of that.
Oh, went left, then went right. Launched into the gap.
A chance and taken. Down the ground again.
Gone. Straight down the ground and big enough. And it has been dispatched. That'll be 4 more.
Nick and taken.
4 more.
Oh, yes.
Up and over the top. Oh, that's been smoked. Really has been picked up magnificently.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to EdgBLASTon, another glorious afternoon for cricket. Just the women in action for you today. No double header as they continue their Vitality Blast campaign as they take on the Blaze, which is always a particular grudge match, but as we'll find out, they had the better of it throughout last season. Alongside me, as ever today, the esteemed commentator and cricket journalist. I know you're looking at each other thinking, who is he talking about now? Of course we're talking about you, Mel.
Oh, just
who else would we be talking about?
Stop it.
And the award-winning Aaron
yes.
Viles, who is, of course, alongside you as well. It's great to have your company today. Obviously, a disappointing start in both games so far, but we're hoping today that a bit of local rivalry might just inspire the Bears back into form.
You could see glimpses, couldn't you, of what they can potentially put together. I think it is a very young side. They're missing a lot of players, and there were times, particularly in the run-outs, when they were running between the wickets. There was moments like that where you thought, okay, this is a team that you can see the potential once they all click, and hopefully for all the Bears fans out there, today is a day when it does start to click.
Aaron, it did click last year against Blaze. Obviously there was a tie when they met at Trembridge, one of those rare moments where they both finished on 160. Here, a comprehensive victory. And then obviously on finals day, they met in a semi-final where Izzy Wong was absolutely on fire. Indeed. Well, of course, one of the big components today is the form of both of these sides. As things stand, the form of the Bears, they've suffered 2 defeats in their opening 2 games, and so far the Blaze been in good form. Good win against Lancashire, a good win against Yorkshire as well. It was a tight contest against Lancashire. Tammy Beaumont was in good form. The one thing we can say today, no Bryces and no Kirsty Gordon for the Blaze, which is a positive.
Yeah, I'm actually off to Edinburgh tonight to commentate on the Tri-Series that Scotland's playing against Netherlands and Bangladesh, but they're without those 3, and that's been the core of their strength, I think, as well. Obviously, they're missing England players in Nat Brunt and Amy Jones, and don't forget Ola Prendergast as well, the Irish all-rounder who's been a big part of their team. So, yeah, this is a part of the tournament where so many players are missing ahead of the World Cup, and that's going to be a bit of a theme for the season. So what that means is huge opportunities for other players to come through. It'll be the teams that cope best with losing. Everyone's lost to people all over the tournament, and it's the team that copes best with losing, I think, will go a long way in this tournament.
Well, obviously the Bears had to do without Caris Paverley at the weekend. She got an opportunity to join up with the England squad in that T20 series win over New Zealand, but she is back for the Bears today, and that's the one change from the lineup which played the other day. But how important is Caris's part that she'll play, Aaron, because she's been in particularly good form? It is, and Caris actually comes in place of Chloe Brewer, who misses out this afternoon in that Bears lineup. Just to give you the information around the toss as well, the Bears have lost the toss and will bat first. So they've been put in by the Blaze, who are captained today by Marie Kelly, of course, someone who we know is very familiar, Mel, with these parts.
Yeah, Marie, a local girl, but gee, she's been in blinding form for the Blaze this year. Over at Trent Bridge, I watched her a couple of times opening the batting, and she and Tammy Beaumont have combined to form, I think, one of the best opening batting partnerships that's going around in this competition in the One Day Cup. They're very powerful. So that's a huge boon for them, and trying to break up that partnership early might be really important for the Warwickshire women.
Have a look at the wicket that we're going to be playing on today then, and well, it was an absolute belter, Mel, on Sunday, wasn't it? It looks a pretty good one today as well.
Yeah, gee, I tell you what, they've done well with these pitches because they just look magnificent. A lot of runs in the pitch that we saw. I'm just trying to work out, is it how different it is, where it is compared to the other?
I think we're across by a couple of strips from what we played on the other day. So there's a slight bit of movement. Obviously, so much cricket going to be played here. We saw some quality from Georgia Redmayne. Obviously, she contributed with the bat during the game. We'd have liked a little bit more, but in that innings that we saw the class that she brings. Yeah,
she's got so much experience, the Australian, and she's made sort of some starts, some good contributions so far, but might expect to see a bit more from her today. She's got scores of 36 and 30, and just her calmness, I think, is something that's quite key. And with so many younger players coming into the side, just having an older head, it's so important, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her go out all guns blazing today.
Yeah, we shall see. So that one change then to confirm. Chloe Brewer is the player that misses out today. Caris Paverley coming into the side, and as we say, it does bring some balance. I suspect there'll be a little bit of pressure on the bowlers, Aaron, because again, as we saw on Sunday, they set a total that we felt was probably about 20 runs shy again. However, in terms of taking wickets, they just weren't quite hitting the mark. We had those drop catches. It's got to be better in the field today, hasn't it?
It does, and that's why I do think the reintroduction of Caris Paverley into this side is massive today, because she is such a fantastic fielder, and I think the bowling has probably been the weak suit of the Bears so far in this campaign, which is strange because last season completely the opposite, with the likes of Wong and Arlott. Of course, the spinners contributed every single game last season, so completely agree. And also, just to go back to your point, Mel, it is a very inexperienced side. The average age of this Bears team is 22. It's by far and away the youngest in the entire competition, as we just see the VT here of Caris Paverley. I mean, she has been in incredible form in the Metro Bank One Day Cup, the leading run scorer in the competition, 466 runs, close to 80 as an average, with 2 centuries and 350 plus scores. Unbelievable.
I was there for one of those centuries at Trent Bridge, and I was just astonished at how fast she was tonking it. It was going miles. It was in the stands about 4 times at least, I reckon. Plus she took a brilliant catch on the outfield, which goes back to your point about the fielding. Just running catch was sensational. So and then with the bowling as well, chiming in, I think she could make a real difference today for the Bears, just to have that excitement factor, someone who you know is going to contribute to the game in one way or another, and maybe in all 3 facets.
And a quick word about, don't forget to like the stream as well, put your thumbs up if you would like to, just to click on the thumbs. It's always good to know you're there today. You leave your comments as well underneath the stream, and we'll work through some of those later too. Meg Austin obviously got to 41, an unfortunate run out, but we talk about players looking in form. There's a youngster who was striking the ball so well.
Absolutely. Yeah, Meg is a fantastic player. Seen that firsthand this season. She went on loan to Northamptonshire in the One Day Cup. First appearance against Kent, scored a century. So hopefully, fingers crossed, of course, for us from a Warwickshire perspective, she continues that good form in the run scoring department. But I think with regards to the top order, they've all got a big role to play today. the Blaze, even without the likes of the Bryce sisters, without their England internationals, they're a very, very strong team on paper, aren't they?
We do. Well, look, we do need to touch on Marie Kelly. Obviously, she knows her way around EdgBLASTon. She always seems to kind of turn it on when the Blaze take on the Bears. She was a stalwart and a trailblazer, really, for the women's team here over the years. But she, again, captaining the Blaze today. They're giving her a lot of responsibility, and she's started the campaign quite well too.
Yeah, she has. She's someone who's a very mature player, likes to be aggressive up the top, but when she's up there with Tammy Beaumont, they almost trade off each other, I think, and they've developed a real understanding of when one's going and the other one can be support, and you see them swap. It's almost instantaneous the way they go about it. But yeah, you find that with a lot of players, don't you? When they come back to their nursery, if you like, they want to shake up all the toys in the nursery room, and I can imagine she'd be very much like that. She still loves it here, I think, too. Very proud of her Birmingham heritage, but would love nothing better than to get a win over her old side today.
Well, there's Amu, who batted very well on Sunday, of course. Got some really nice runs, and when she come and joined us in the commentary box afterwards, they felt the team, there was someone who needed to go on and make a big score. It's kind of similar tale for the men's team later in the afternoon, wasn't it? There was 3 or 4 that got good starts without actually converting it into something better.
Most definitely, and I think that will be one of the keys for today for both of these teams. Someone has got to go big. Whether that is a quick-fire 40-plus or even a 60-plus score, someone almost needs to be that spark, that catalyst, or someone to build around. And just going back to your previous point, Mel, about Georgia Redmayne, I want to see a big contribution from her today. She is the marquee overseas name here for the Bears. She's come here with a great reputation, the 9th all-time leading run scorer in the WBBL. For me, she's got to play a big role today against the Blaze, and if she bats well, could be on for a big score.
Don't forget, she's also a qualified practicing doctor, so maybe she will be the cure for the ills that have plagued Warwickshire at the start of this campaign.
Yes, maybe. That could be one of the things we've seen as well down there. We've obviously seen the World Cup T20 trophy here, of course, for people to have a look at today when the crowd come in. Another beautiful afternoon, as ever. We always like to pinpoint some of the opposition to look out for. We've obviously talked about Marie Kelly. We know about Tammy Beaumont. We also know who's missing today. Where else in the Blaze lineup do we have to pinpoint a real danger? And we're going to narrow it down to one, Aaron. There you go. You're looking at me as if to say, take your pick.
And why is it Charlie Knott?
Well, yeah, exactly. We can do the 2 Aussies. But for me personally, we've spoken about one former Warwickshire cricketer. Let's go for the other one. Grace Ballinger, left arm seamer. She has got better year in, year out. Had a really good game the other day against Lancashire.
100th cap as well, wasn't it?
Exactly. That was a great milestone. Alongside her captain, Kirsty Gordon, both of them received those special caps on Bank Holiday Monday. But for me, just a brilliant bowler to have up the top, gets that lovely shape back into the right-handers, and yeah, she'll be looking to get a little bit of revenge for last season. She said it in the pre-match comments. The Blaze are fired up for this game, so let's see what she's got in store.
Well, they will be. They were outplayed here when they met in the group stage, weren't they? And obviously, as we mentioned on finals day in that semi-final, it was almost maybe one performance too far for the Bears on that day. Obviously, they ended up losing the final, but the semi-final performance was exceptional. And I think Blaze certainly went into that feeling quite confident because it's their playground, and it was a playground that the Bears hadn't really been in for a while. So they'll look to build on that. This is a momentum thing, isn't it? The Blast is always about momentum, and at the moment, both for the men's side and the women's side, momentum is not with Warwickshire. Today could be that turning point.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about momentum. I'm never too sure about it because you know what? It changes. It changes.
The joy of momentum.
The joy of
swings.
It swings, and it's there until it's not, until it's going the other way. I think the games come thick and fast in this tournament, and that's maybe a good thing, that you don't have too much time to dwell on what's gone before. And so if they get a good running, I think a lot about this tournament is playing your best cricket at the right time. So you can have maybe a poor start, but as long as you're building and then those wins start to come, it's about finding those combinations, how they click at the same time, particularly with the bowling. I saw some stuff that really encouraged me about the bowling, especially Alexis Stonehouse, in just the opportunities she created. So I'm interested to see how she goes today.
Yeah, she was bowling at a fair old pace, wasn't she? And as we say, again, how different would things have been had that catch not been put down in the first over off the first ball, and then obviously a no ball second up when the catch was taken by Meg Austin. So a huddle for the Blaze, who are ready to go, as we say, being led by Marie Kelly today. 2 wins out of 2 then, victories against Lancashire the other day and Yorkshire, and that Lancashire side's pretty tasty in terms of its lineup as well, in terms of the quality of what they've got to offer. We have a Guard of Honour ready to go, a very young Guard of Honour today as well. It is of course half term, so plenty of youngsters in, and it will be Blaze who take to the field of play first, of course, having won the toss and decided to bowl. So the Bears will get first use of this wicket. If it's as good as it was the other day, they need to put a really decent total on the board, Aaron.
Most definitely, and if we are superstitious, you go back to last season, the teams batting first didn't actually lose, of course. Warwickshire batted first twice, defended both of those totals, and the game at Trent Bridge where the Blaze batted first was a tie, so I don't mind that, to be honest. And look, the batting hasn't really been a problem. I think for the Bears here, they'll be absolutely fine having first go on this track. It just comes back to that conversation about the bowling, the second innings. That, for me, those first, I'd say 4 overs will be absolutely pivotal.
And in terms of totals here, winning totals in the women's game last season, what kind of level are we looking at?
So around about 170. So the average first innings score was 167 for 7. So that's your average. That is just a mean across the entirety of the group stage. Your winning score, though, was 172.
Okay, so we're looking at that kind of target today, although as we say, if that wicket is as good as what we saw on Sunday, then you should be pushing the 200 mark, really, shouldn't you?
Yeah, there are big scores in the women's game. Hey, we thought in the second game, the men's game on Sunday, that you'd have to get a bare minimum of 200 on that pitch. So I think for this as well, yeah, they'll be looking maybe to target that 180.
I think the way young Mr. Rue batted, maybe 200 would have not been enough.
No,
to be fair,
bare
given
minimum.
the circumstances.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum indeed. I won't try and say that too often. There is that trophy. Then the T20 World Cup, Women's World Cup underway soon, of course. Games here at EdgBLASTon. That's one of the reasons why this is the last of the T20 games that we'll be bringing you on the stream until the 26th of June. That feels like a long way off, doesn't it? Obviously there is a game on Sunday, just checking the bats as well at the start. I remember last season they had a fairly massive thing that you had to put the bat through. They seem to have refined the process to something that sits in the umpire's pocket now. Yeah,
but I go back to, I think I said this on Sunday, why don't they just check all of the bats of the entire team beforehand? We're all in the dressing room, everyone. I mean, I suppose you could try and pull a Swiftie and take a different bat out, but it just feels like sometimes in the middle of the game when they're checking, we need to speed up the game.
We do. So it is Meg Austin, as we said, run out on 41 against Somerset on Sunday. Abby Freeborn, who smashed that 86 that was unbeaten against Essex. So both these openers in good form, and it's going to be the former Bear, Grace Ballinger, who is going to get things going from the Birmingham end as we get underway. Clock ticks round to 2:30 and we are ready to go then. Third of the group games for both of these two sides in this year's Vitality Blast. Decent start from Ballinger as well, and well, we said it was our 100th cap. The numbers are pretty decent, Aaron.
They really are, yeah. I mean, you look at the career best, 3 for 6. That admittedly was in the previous iteration of county cricket, so that came against Lincolnshire in 2022. But it goes back to what we were saying, just generates lovely shape up the top. A proper top and tail bowler for the Blaze.
Meg Austin is the player on strike. Again, there's a decent bit of shape.
Decent bit of shape, and just using the angle, pushing the ball across the right hander, hunting that edge. And I don't think Abby Freeborn, from what I've seen of her, she's not someone who likes to... I should say Meg Austin. Not someone who likes to see off too many dot balls, but she's just getting herself settled in. Oh, lovely.
Let's move the other way slightly.
Yeah.
There is a breeze out there today. The stifling heat of the last 2 days feels a little bit broken up by a breeze today that's coming across the ground, and she's using it nicely.
Yes, I went for being out and about round the EdgBLASTon Reservoir, or as I like to call it, the Costa del EdgBLASTon, which is what it has been the past few weeks. Just everyone, clothes off. There were people swimming in it, lying on the grass everywhere.
Take it you had a cardigan on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still do.
Yeah, if anyone's thinking why are they wearing, it's quite chilly in our commentary box. So when you do see us, hence the jackets and the hoodies and various other items. Just a couple of queries about the ball from Marie Kelly. I don't think I'd be moaning too much given the first few deliveries from Grace Ballinger, but
Yeah, what do you want?
it's just halted play for a moment. I think Abby Freeborn is probably just filling Meg Austin in what was being said at the other end. Also, is there a side screen issue as well, potentially?
I think there's a little, is it a tear, either a tear in the sight screen or something sitting on it opposite us. There's a little white patch on that sight screen.
I think as well from the angle that Grace is coming in, there is that little patch of,
Yeah.
well, I would say white seats, but they're potentially grey, aren't they, from where we can see up here. It's just on the edges there where they've got people sat as well, just maybe because of the angle of her arm, that may be interfering a little too.
Yeah, I think it's that white. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is. It's a little seat poking through is the culprit. And it's, yeah, you're right. That angle that Ballinger is running in, that's probably right in Meg Austin's eye line because it's very low down. So it looks like someone's on their way to see if they can do some running. I hope he's got a very big needle and thread. if he's gonna sew that up.
Yeah, Paul Baldwin and Grace Bambury are our two umpires today, and I wonder if they're going to be able to either tape it or just stretch it over a little more. It allows some time for Freeborn and Austin to chat in the centre, and little groups of Blaze players as well gathered around. I think he's going to have to go under to try and get there maybe, or to come around the side. One of the staff, they're just trying to pull it to see if that helps, but I'm not sure that is going to be the answer in this instance, looking at where the gap is. But
it looks like it's quite a big tear. It's actually ripped through, so goodness gracious me. Do you know what? Cricket never fails to throw up something bizarre. And to have a chair poking through a sight screen is, I don't think, something that I've ever seen before. How often do you say that in cricket? Never seen that before.
Well, it looks like they've just stretched it a little bit further and then tried to hold it down. I'm kind of thinking maybe he's not understanding what the issue is here. So I think umpire Baldwin has just gone to try and explain what the problem is. Here we go.
It's got another piece of something.
Yeah.
So maybe another bit of black cloth, and he can get underneath and actually put that over the offending chair.
Yeah, I think they've realised now that's the problem. It wasn't the matter, it needed stretching.
There he goes. Never to be seen again.
It reminds you when you used to work at primary school, sports day, wasn't it? When you used to have to go under the cover. Oh, he's popped out, look. There you go. Well, it's job done.
I just have never seen that before. Well done.
Go.
Well done, young man.
Yep, very much so.
Gets a round of applause as well.
Job done at the second attempt. So we can get back to it. Oh, is there? No, there's still something wrong, is there? No. I thought the umpire was saying there was an issue. Just checking that's okay with Meg Austin. She's happy. And we can get back to the cricket. So we're 3 balls in. Nothing's been hit so far. 0 for 0. But that's been hit. Well, it's done the job. Side screen's been sorted. Save your legs in this heat. No need to chase that one from Meg Austin, and she's picked up where she left off on Sunday.
She picked up the swing really well. That ball was coming back into her, and she just read it nicely and just leant on it, didn't overhit it. Just a little bit too full from Ballinger, but nice way to get off the mark.
Yeah, beautiful straight drive from Meg Austin, who just loosens those shoulders up. I think she's just done that. How will Ballinger respond? Catches the outside edge. Another good ball. It's fielded this time by Charlie Phillips. And it's one more to the total. A little bit streaky compared to the previous shot.
It was, and something else I imagine we'll pick up on this over the course of the broadcast. You might be able to spot 3 little dots or spots just to our left of the umpire that Grace Ballinger is aiming for every single time. It just helps with the alignment. She comes into the crease. So you'll see she hits one of those 3 spots every single time she comes into bowl.
First ball faced by Abby Freeborn. Turn round the corner.
She actually has this... Oh, end of the over, I've just realised too. 6 coming from it, 6 for none, decent start. Watch out for it in the next over. She reminds me of, you know how when you're driving a car and your tyres, say, on your left side are a bit low, and so your car's kind of dragging that. You watch when she runs in. It's a little bit like a car that's dragging to the left side. She's just got this lean on her, and you keep thinking she's going to veer off to the left. I love a quirky run-up, me. Love a quirky run-up.
I think I passed comment on a run-up last year, and Aaron was outraged that I would say such a thing, because it was a really... I just called it a peculiar style of run-up, really, was my phrase. There's that 4 from Meg Austin. Actually, that run didn't count to Abby Freeborn. The umpire signalled that as a leg by in the end, so she's still on naught. And she's on strike, and she's beaten outside the off stump by Charlie Phillips, who's into the team with a good ball. Nice delivery from Phillips.
Yeah, Charlie Phillips, she's taken wickets in every match this year. 9 matches across formats, 22 wickets. So 18, which was equal top in the One Day Cup. So a real strike weapon for the Blaze.
Lovely shot from Abby Freeborn. Again, no need to chase after that one. As soon as that left the bat and beat those 2 fielders, it was away to the boundary ropes. And the wave of the arm early on from Grace Banbury. That's a lovely shot from Abby Freeborn.
Yeah, it really was. It was just maybe a little bit over pitch, but she read the bounce, read the line, read the movement really well, and just had a little bit too much width to play with. Nice placement in the end too.
First runs for Abby. Good running between those 2. One more to the total. It's probably one of the things they were maybe a little bit guilty of, both the men's and the women's teams actually on Sunday. The opposition seemed to make a lot of 2s, whereas the Bears seemed to be content with 1, and that may have been one of the issues for both sides, I think.
Oh, 100%, and also just getting caught up with the dot balls. I mean, for both of the sides on Sunday against Somerset, very, very high dot ball percentages. So, yeah, certainly something to watch out for today. Very, very good point, Adam.
Another lovely shot from Meg Austin. She picked up the length really quickly there.
Well, she did, and just the timing allowed her, if that had been not even a metre but half a metre in either direction, that ball would have likely been stopped. But terrific to beat both those fielders. She's done extremely well. Played a couple of cracking drives early in her innings. Love seeing that, don't you? When you see fielders just face planting one after another.
It's always a joy.
Oh, good comeback.
Yeah, good response from Phillips. I think we've got that wicket we wanted, and that looks like another belter from Gary and the team. It's coming on really nicely. 9 off the over so far. So a good second over for the Bears. A few seeking shelter in the top end of the Hollies, but plenty down beneath. I think everyone's seeking some shelter today, aren't they?
Stay sun safe.
And a dot ball to finish the over. Good response there by Charlie Phillips. 2 dot balls at the end. 2 overs gone then. 15 without loss. Meg Austin looking in very fine form right now. Grace Ballinger's going to continue from the Birmingham end. Not really a cloud in the sky. There's a few wispy white ones in the distance. It's a beautiful afternoon for cricket with that slight breeze out there as well.
All right, just watch for the flat tyres on one side. You'll see what I mean. It's like she's going to topple over.
One of the two fielders outside the circle in this power play, of course, is Charlie Phillips, and she'll collect that. She's down on the boundary, just down beneath us here, actually.
Have we
It's
got
a deep square leg as well.
I'm just thinking we don't have as much of a long boundary, short boundary today, do we? Because of the pitch moving across a couple of strips.
Outside edge again. Off Ballinger's bowling. Phillips into the action once more. We don't. I think we've seen the ball race away to the boundary. They've looked quite short off the shot so far from Meg Austin and Abby Freeborn. But yeah, it is a little bit more even. Probably slightly wider towards the hollies, isn't it? Slightly bigger towards the hollies, but not too much. It's not like on Sunday where there was a huge difference between the two. It's a nice shot. Freeborn going all the way to the ropes again. This one maybe not timed as well.
That's probably the longest pocket when it comes to the boundaries, but that's no problem. I really like the shape that Grace Ballinger gets, but to try and maximise it, she's going a little bit full and a few times just a little bit wide as well.
Tammy Beaumont giving chase, but futile in the end for Beaumont. Got her 50 against Lancashire the other day and just 24 balls, so she's in good nick with the bat for sure. Good response from Grace Ballinger. Watchful this time from Abby Freeborn. 21 without loss. Field is split, of course. Still one slip in at the moment for Ballinger. 6-3 split here. Freeborn with plenty of power in that, but picks out the fielder, which was again what we witnessed a lot on Sunday.
Oh, well, I ended up getting through. It looked like it was going to be a bit tight. Marie Kelly, smile on her face, was firing that one in. You see here there was hesitation and then the throw was wild. So they took off quickly, but I tell you what, Meg Austin really had to put the afterburners on that one.
Well, she'd gone a couple of paces down, hadn't she? She'd gone back after it picked out the fielder, but they got it done in the end.
You just always feel like Ballinger's in with a chance for an outside edge, don't you? She's such a threatening bowler, but they've done really well there in getting another productive over underway.
They have 23 then, off of 3 so far. Good progress. Ballinger's gone for 12, has she, in her 2? Yeah,
13.
Ballinger's gone for 13 in her 2 overs so far. So just a couple of boundaries off Ballinger's bowling. But both of these two with decent starts, both on 11. And we're going to see the introduction at this pavilion end. It looks like it's going to be Charlie Knott who's coming into the attack. Which of you two would like to talk us through the skills of Charlie Knott?
Go on then. Don't look at me. Don't stereotype
I was going to go
me.
with our resident Aussie.
Don't stereotype me. Do you know what? She's born in Hervey Bay, which is in the north of Brisbane, quite a bit north, which is where my family is from, who've been staying with me for the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
There's a little. You weren't expecting that one, were you?
No,
Beautiful
see.
up in Hervey Bay.
That's why we get some unique insight from our resident Aussie. That's swung into the leg side. It's fielded by Beaumont. Just for a moment, I think heart would have been in the mouth for Meg Austin when that was in the air. but being aggressive to start with, which is maybe one of the things we accused them of on Sunday, actually, maybe not being aggressive early on, just to try and put the bowlers off of their stride early doors. What's the numbers like then? We've had the more anecdotal tale about Charlie Knott. Aaron, you can give us some numbers in a moment after her second ball. Onto the back foot from Abby Freeborn. Well fielded by Tammy Beaumont. They're coming back for the second here, and they've run that really well. That's excellent running from Austin and Freeborn. 2 more to the total.
It is, and that goes back to what we said in the pre-game show as well, with that intent between the wickets. Just going back to Charlie Knott, of course, in the WBBL, so the Women's Big Bash League. 235 runs and 2 wickets in that competition over the winter.
Good shot from Freeborn again. This one's going to reach the ropes as well. Timed that really nicely. Another boundary for Abby. She's up to 17. And the score moves on to 30 without loss midway through the 4th over.
Yeah, I think that Charlie is a very typical Australian player in that they produce so many true all-rounders. So another one of those players who, if she's not making runs, she'll be taking wickets or she'll be pulling off something in the field. We've seen her score a half century already for the Blaze since coming over here.
29 balls against Yorkshire. I think it was very impressive.
Yeah.
Good ball. It's better. A bit more watchful from Abby Freeborn.
Yeah, 57 off 29 in that. She was outstanding. And they've won a couple of really close games, the Blaze, the 2 that they've played. So it's instrumental.
Good bit of bowling. She saw Abby Freeborn on the move then. But the adjustment from Abby was good too.
Yeah, she looks good. She always looks dangerous. And it's if she can hang around for a while, you know that she can just blow things apart quite quickly. Gets them off to a sprightly start. Can she hang around for more than a few overs today? See out the power play and then drop the hammer.
Last ball of the over from Charlie Knott. Just helped into the leg side with ease by Meg Austin. It'll be 1 more to the total. 9 from the over. Austin moves on to 13. Freeborn on 18. It's 32 without loss then from the opening 4 overs. And while you're watching the stream, if you want to contribute to the chat and you would like to guess what kind of score with boundaries like this we may be able to amass courtesy of the likes of Abby Freeborn and Meg Austin, then feel free to put your suggestions in the chat. So what score do you think the Bears might get to in the chat at the bottom of the YouTube page? And don't forget to click on the like as well while you're there. We're going to have a change in bowling. Georgia Elwes is coming on from the Birmingham end. So mixing it up, Marie Kelly already into a 4th bowler. It's in the air. Oh, it's dropped. Put down by the Blaze captain, Marie Kelly. Oh, she took a terrific catch the other day against Yorkshire. This time round, oh, she spills it out, and I think she spilled it onto her face in the end.
Yeah, I think it's hit those. Luckily, she's got big sunglasses on because I think that might have hit them. It wasn't an easy catch by any means on the run and the dive, but goes down as a missed chance.
Be Freeborn on strike, 34 without loss. We saw how dropped catches can impact the team on Sunday for the Bears against Somerset. This time maybe a bit of fortune going their way. Let's turn around the corner but straight to the fielder. Here's Grace Ballinger, who's at short third. Difficult place to field, but she responded really quickly there.
She did do, and this has been a good start, hasn't it, from Georgia Elwes. I quite like the matchup between her and Meg Austin. It almost paid off straight away, but just having the keeper up to the stumps, it's a nice asset to have.
Now, can they turn this into a 2? I don't think they're going to try, actually. Going to settle for 1. 1 more to the total. 34 without loss. Freeborn on to 19. Austin's on 14, going round about a runner ball. Freeborn slightly ahead of the curve. We'll start looking at power play scores. Of course, 9 balls left in the power play as to what's decent and tends to get good results as Meg Austin goes big over the top. Well, she's got all of that this time. That's all the way for 6. That's a terrific shot from Meg Austin. Saw it, picked it up, beautifully timed, and all the way over the ropes. First 6 of the innings.
She's so good down the ground, isn't she? We've seen her play a straight drive, cover drive beautifully, and now she goes for the lofted shot over long on. It's not, she doesn't look big and powerful, but she is. Most of it comes from the timing. She's not big, she's powerful, but yeah, I think a lot of it comes from the timing.
Last ball of the 5th over. Georgia Elwes responds. No. It's a little bit shorter, this one. And she gets it a little squarer, but the result's similar. Another boundary for Meg Austin and a good over for the Bears. 44 without loss now from 5 overs. Austin on to 24. Freeborn on 19. 44, so the power play score on Sunday was
58 for 1 against Somerset. The average here last season was 47 for 2, and actually this is something which was really good for the Bears at EdgBLASTon last season. They outscored 6 of their 7 oppositions across the course of the group stage campaign, and over the course of the season restricted their opponents to an average of 42 for 2. So it is an area of strength in this Bears side to get off to these lightning fast starts. Of course, the difference this season, you don't have a Laura Harris who's striking over 200 in the Midlands and death overs. So
which helped. So 1 over to go in the power play still. Score on 44. So maybe they can get up to that 58 again. We'll see. Phillips gets a second over. 9 off the first 6 balls. Short. Beautifully dealt with. The sound off the bat there was exquisite from Abby Freeborn.
Well, we've seen her range already. You would have seen in those highlights packages the shots that she likes to play through cover and extra cover, but when she's got that kind of length and width to work with, well, she's just as happy to pull out the pull, so to speak. That was a great example of how to put one away. She looks dangerous.
She's on to 23. She's going nicely. Short again, turn round the corner. This time finer. It's not quite going to reach the ropes, but they will get back for a second, and that will bring up the 50 for the Bears at the start of this 6th over.
Yeah, really sprightly start from the Bears. Love that scoreboard. There aren't many as nice as that around the country, but it looks especially pleasing, undoubtedly, for Bears fans today. But it just looks like Abby Freeborn and Meg Austin are just starting to wind up now. She played that shot really well. She just waited a little bit to help it on its way.
It's a better ball from Phillips. It's an outside edge from Freeborn. Well, sometimes with the quality you get that little bit of luck, and they've taken the slip out, otherwise that would have been gone. So instead though, it's 4 more to the total.
You'll take it. The thing that the Blaze bowlers have done is they have found the edges on numerous occasions, but none of them have really fallen in the sort of spot that's going to put them in too much danger. So they have had a little bit of luck, but they've really got the side off to a terrific start.
And often you see one of the 2 opening batters scoring the runs, but actually these 2 both going along very nicely. Struck the pad this time. Loud appeals, but no interest from umpire Banbury. 1 more to the total.
I wouldn't mind looking at that one again. Did it get her on the back pad?
11 off the over so far.
It's a leg by, so there was no bat in it.
Don't have the best angle up here, but I thought it may have been just going down leg side. But Austin's on strike. digs that one out through the covers, and again it'll race away. 4 more to the total. 4 more to Meg Austin, who's on to 28. And we've already surpassed Sunday's power play score, 59 without loss, with 1 ball of the power play to come.
She's been like a Swiss clock today, hasn't she, with that timing? It's allowed her to pick out so many gaps.
I can't say I've ever heard that analogy before, man.
What?
I was waiting for the sound of cuckoo coming from somewhere.
If I called her a cuckoo, then I'd get in trouble. Maybe that should be a new nickname.
Well, that's definitely going down the leg side. But they'll get through for a leg bye. And it completes the power play. And it's an excellent power play for the Warwickshire Bears.
It certainly is, yep. 60 without loss, going at exactly 10 runs per over. We'll see some of the highlights of that power play here. Just the 9 boundaries and a 6 as well. Absolutely brilliant work between these two. And just to echo the previous point, as we see, that could be a big moment. Meg Austin dropped on 13 by the Blaze captain, Marie Kelly. But you look at the strike rotation. Between the two of them, Austin has only faced 2 fewer deliveries. So it shows that they're getting a decent amount of the strike each. They're certainly making the most of it as well, as we've seen there with that 6 from the aforementioned Austin. But it's just a really bright start, and given the fact that the Bears have got so much batting left, it's exactly what we spoke about, a foundation, a platform. Now it's a case of building on that, having a decent stretch throughout the middle overs, and hopefully getting a big total.
Josie Groves is going to bowl her first over from the far end. These two batters looking well set. That's very well fielded by Groves.
Good bit of hurdle work too there by Abby Freeborn. Managed to leap over Groves. Could have
Groves coming into the side today as well.
Indeed. Yeah, bit of leg spin from the Birmingham end for the 21-year-old. That one tickled round the corner by Austin.
He's given us a wide by our umpire Baldwin.
We haven't seen many of those. I don't think we had a single wide, did we, on Sunday in that women's match?
No, I don't think there was in the women's game, actually. I'm sure Aaron will correct you in a moment if there was one. That's a lovely shot from Abby Freeborn. She's not quite going to find the ropes because there is a fielder in the deep, but it was beautifully played to the leg spinner. And Lucy Hyam doing the fielding. 64 without loss. Freeborn on to 31. Gets that squarer, and this time that may go to the ropes. It does. Hyam with the despairing dive. But it's another boundary for Abby Freeborn, who is flying along here.
Well, Groves is giving it plenty of air. She's really tossing that ball up, but Freeborn's just waiting for it at the moment, and it's quite full. And poor Lucy Hyam's having to do an awful lot of running out on that offside boundary.
Am I being harsh? She got there. Should she have stopped that, really? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. I'm not one to throw myself onto the grass, so I feel like I'm being a little bit unfair, but it looks like she'd got there, but just the dive let her down, maybe.
I mean, she'd haired around. Sometimes good fielders do themselves a disservice because they get to a ball that someone who's not such a good fielder would not be able to get there. So I'm always, I'm going to be nice. You're a horrible man.
You're not the first to say that. No run off the 5th ball of the over.
I'm joking. You're a lovely man.
That's also been said. Freeborn on to 36. Austin on to 28. 69 without loss. 1 ball to come in the 7th over. Ooh, almost turned onto the stumps. Well, we saw Ed Barnard do that on Sunday, but not this time round. That is the end of over number 7. And the Bears flying here, 69 without loss. Lucy Hyam, having done all the running around the boundary ropes, is going to come into the attack. Aaron, what do we know about Lucy?
Well, last season she didn't actually take a wicket in her 3 appearances in the T20 Blast, but left arm finger spinner definitely going to look to break this partnership. Hopefully, for the Blaze of course, this would be by enticing a full shot, but Lucy knows this ground very well, and a few weeks back when Ethan Bamber got his cap, she was here in what was a really, really nice moment for the couple. So, yeah, she'll be very familiar with EdgBLASTon, and of course Marie Kelly, her captain, has turned to her here. 2 right-handers at the crease. Can she be the one to provide the breakthrough?
See what the left arm has got to offer. She's found the outside edge of...
Let me correct myself, right armour. Right arm finger spinner.
I wasn't looking as she delivered that actually, but I just took you on your word. Yep, that's definitely a right arm. Full toss into the leg side. It's going to be 1. 2 boundary riders out here.
She's got away with that one a bit. A big juicy full toss. Of course, they're without Kirsty Gordon, the Blaze, for this match, with the Scotland players having headed up north. It's a big loss, isn't it, when you lose both the Bryce sisters and Kirsty Gordon?
Well, it's enormous. I mean, you've lost your captain, and of course one of your frontline spinners in Kirsty Gordon. Of course, an excellent keeper in Sarah Bryce, and one of your leading wicket takers in Catherine.
Field change here for Meg Austin. It's left a gap which she's tried to exploit with the reverse paddle more than a sweep, I think, but in the end she missed it and gets through for a single.
Bizarre that ends up going essentially towards leg gully, but in a roundabout way via outside the off stump, and I think, was it the boot of Ella Claridge? Oh, it's gone around. There you go.
Committed sweep from Freeborn. Must be 1 more to the total. Emma Jones doing the fielding.
I don't want to tempt fate, but I think the running between the wickets between these two earlier on, sorry, it's been better.
Ooh. Didn't quite get all of that. She almost had to reach for that and try to fetch it.
Well, she did, but there was some turn on that, turn into the right-hander, and I think that's why she wasn't able to hit it cleanly. So, bit of turn there for Hyam.
Charlie not doing the fielding. She's at long on. Freeborn met that very early to try and smother any spin. Good over that, really, from Lucy Hyam. Just 3 off of it. 73 without loss. The score moves on to Austin on 29. Freeborn on 38. And having got this kind of platform, I suppose it's important, although we're going to see the Blaze try and turn the screw and slow things down, it's important that these two don't stop going for their shots, isn't it?
Well, we've seen them particularly happy to pull out the sweep, so that's been quite productive so far. We might see that continue as Groves is bowling from the Birmingham end.
Great shot from Meg Austin. Use of the feet. Just drills it over Marie Kelly's head. And to the boundary ropes for 4 more.
Well, that's the other option, isn't it? You can sweep, or you can take any turn out of the equation and get down to the pitch of the ball. And that's what she did here beautifully.
5 4s and 1 6 so far.
She looks terrific. They're very different kinds of batters, this pair, but they kind of complement each other. And you see, Freeborn has got so much natural power and can really muscle the ball. And Austin, there's a lot of classical shots.
She goes again. This time it's on the leg side. Not quite going to reach the ropes. It's well fielded. They'll get back for 2. Thinking about a 3rd. But again, a sign she can play both sides of the wicket.
That's brilliant fielding as well, isn't it? Charlie Knott down in the deep. Saves the boundary, and I'll tell you what, that was also a lovely executed shot, wasn't it, from Meg Austin? Another day, that is racing to the fence for 4.
Let's get 1 this time. 1 more for the total. She's on to 36. Freeborn on 38.
Yeah.
Freeborn's faced 1 ball more, so they are ticking over very nicely. They're sharing the strike. They're running between the wickets well. They're striking bad balls.
The way that they score is quite different in so many ways, but it's equally effective.
Sweep from Freeborn. Just be 1. Fielding done by Hyam. Already 8 off the over. Full toss is dispatched. You can't bowl those to Meg Austin. It's another boundary. It's a real pie of a ball from Groves, and it's well dispatched.
Well dispatched with some mayonnaise on top. Did you see that little helicopter flourish in the end? Have a bit of that. Well, you don't need to give her any gifts because she's got enough gifts of her own, but if you do, watch out. This is an expensive over.
It's very MS Dhoni-esque, wasn't it? The helicopter at the end. And then settles for a single off the final ball. 13 off that Groves over. 86 without loss. 9 overs gone. Austin on to 41. Freeborn on to 39. And there's problems here for the Blaze because these two are just running along really nicely.
Well, they are, and I think that's been a key for the Bears here. When there has been a good over, like we just saw the previous time from Lucy Hyam, it's been followed up by quite an expensive one. So great stuff from these two.
Wherever you're watching today on the stream, of course, you can comment, but you can also submit a selfie if you want to. You've got the QR code there. You just need to scan that and send us a pic from wherever you're watching today. You might be sneakily watching in the office, who knows, or maybe you're in the garden with your feet in a paddling pool, which probably feels like a nice place. But nowadays, because you can watch it anywhere, can't you? On your phone, your iPad, whatever. You could be doing anything.
I want to submit a selfie.
Okay, well,
with you two.
You've missed it now. The QR code's gone. Right, now we got going on here. Knott back into the attack. So Charlie Knott to have another bowl. She's going to be bowling to Meg Austin, who's on 41. Reverses, and we'll get 1. The appeal is for LBW, but again, there's no signal of it being off the pad, so some bat involved from Meg. I'm not convinced by her attempts at the reverse sweep so far, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Yeah,
the reverses haven't really borne fruit. I reckon she just looks so good playing the conventional shots. They've been so productive.
That's very nice. Very nice from Abby Freeborn. It's not quite going to reach the ropes. It's a really good piece of fielding out in the deep. But she just waited, and the late cut was very nicely timed.
Yeah, Freeborn's been particularly good square of the wicket on both sides. We've seen her pull and cut really well. Anytime she's given any width, on that occasion, she did just delay her shot slightly and allowed her to get that placement.
Good fielding from Josie Groves. Now she does do the reverse, and she does it well. She gets plenty of it. Probably still not enough to get to the ropes, though. First part of the journey was in the air, and probably the spin just took a bit of pace off it, but it's 2 more. 3 pawns on to 42. In fact, did they nick from 1? I thought they got 2 there. She's on to 43, I think she should be. But it is Freeborn who's still on strike. Nick a quick single.
The thing that they've done really well is such a good opening partnership. Not only have they been finding the boundaries in their own ways, they've been rotating the strike really well. And because they have such different hitting strengths, it's giving the bowlers a lot to think about.
In the air from Austin, but it's going to be safe, and they will turn and get back for 2. I am doing the fielding, but it's well run again.
Yeah, look, you know you didn't want me saying it before, but the running between the wickets has been, I think, a lot better because they ran that first one a lot harder, gave themselves every chance of picking up the second. Lots of 2s today, lots of 2s.
94 without loss. Oh, that's a chance. Well, it's always tricky for the keeper up close. But maybe a lifeline for Meg Austin. Not her first as well. She's on 43, halfway stage, 94 without loss. I think there was definitely bat on that one, wasn't
my first thought was that it was bat, I have to say. But she's had a luck today, Austin. That's the second time she should have been out. She was dropped on 13 by the captain Kelly off Elwes, and they're just a missed stumping opportunity.
Freeborn's on 44, Austin on 43. Georgia Elwes is back. Don't forget the poll that's running beneath the YouTube stream, of course. Only 8% at the moment think 200 plus is on the cards. Wow. And these two flying at 95. We had a discussion with Amu and George Garton, didn't we, the other day about what's the point that you look to double your score. And they were saying maybe 12, 13 overs. So there's a chance to get 200 up today. Austin's got that in the air. She's not quite got all of it, and she's gone. Catch is taken. And it's taken by Charlie Knott off the bowling of Georgia Elwes. And another good innings from Meg Austin comes to an end. 43 off of 31 balls. But she's on her way as Elwes strikes. And the Bears are 95 for 1.
Well, that was the breakthrough that the Blaze were looking for. But Meg Austin, what an innings today. I thought she looked absolutely brilliant. Again, getting into the 40s. Back-to-back games. This time she's just miscued that one. Charlie Knott's a safe pair of hands. But what an excellent opening partnership this has been for the Bears. Couldn't have asked for too much more.
Georgia Redmayne joins Abby Freeborn. And a moment of regrouping here, you feel, for the Blaze. They've all gathered together.
Well, yeah, they desperately needed that. And just to give you a little bit of a stat behind those numbers, that is the highest partnership for any wicket by Warwickshire in this new professional era of women's cricket.
Wow.
The previous best was 81. That was set last season. So brilliant work. We said about a foundation. You can't really get much better than a 90 plus one. Obviously a 100 plus partnership would have been ideal, but really, really good from Austin. She departs for an entertaining 43. Included 6 fours and of course that big 6 down towards the RES Wyatt stand. Top work, and as one dangerous batter departs, another one enters the fray. Georgia Redmayne, a cricketer with over 4,000 career runs in the format.
She does, and she'll be out to impress the left-hander. Scored 30 against Somerset, of course, on Sunday. Another one of those players who got themselves in, but maybe didn't capitalise as much as they would have liked. And again, it's a bit of a floaty ball from Georgia Elwes, which was not dissimilar to what got Redmayne out on Sunday.
It wasn't. Also notice the fact that Elwes was the one to get Austin. So I think that's probably something which the analyst has come up with, a little bit of a matchup between those two.
A bit straighter and a little bit shorter in length. And it gets Georgia Redmayne off the mark. Yeah, you did mention earlier on it's quite an interesting matchup.
It is, because with the keeper up to the stumps, as we've seen previously today, Meg does like to use her footwork, whether that's against seam or spin. It just cuts off one of the avenues of scoring and where you can actually place your shots. So I thought it was really good tactics, to be honest, to get Elwes on. Here she is, bowling to Freeborn.
One more to the total. Freeborn on to 46, 97 for 1. One ball remaining in Georgia Elwes' second over.
This has been the best over, though, by far for the Blaze. The wicket coming in it, of course. Big wicket too, but also Elwes just very smart, even finding a bit of an edge there.
Redmayne reaches for that. Just be one. Don't think Georgia Redmayne wants another run out involving her after Sundays with Meg Austin. 98 for one then at the end of the 11th over. Just 4 off that over. So, I mean, you would expect the quality of Georgia Elwes to shine through in those moments, and she bowled very well there.
She took a lot of pace off in that over, realising that the ball's been flying off the bat. But she's got so much experience, hasn't she?
There's that wicket again. Good catch by Charlie Knott. It's in the air for a while from Meg Austin.
She just seemed to be reaching a little bit for that one. She's played so many beautiful shots over that sort of mid-wicket, mid-on area. That occasion just didn't quite get it cleanly off the bat. Seemed to be reaching for it a bit. Looks like Lucy Hyam's returning to the attack.
She is from this pavilion end. And Redmayne's gone. She's stumped. Defeated in the flight by Lucy Hyam. It's a very clever delivery. Redmayne was on the charge. And she's gone for 2 of 3 deliveries. Excellent work behind the stumps. And 98 for 2. Now the score is Redmayne's back in the hutch, 4-2.
Well, travelling along so nicely, but 2 quick wickets. Redmayne just being outfoxed by Hyam, that flight, and you see the turn away from the left-hander. We've seen Lucy Hyam get turned with her first couple of balls that she bowled, and there it was good enough to outfox Redmayne, and that's a good scalp for her to get. And have the blaze just opened up an end a little bit. Here's someone who would love to close it. Karis Pavley, so impressive. And gee, I tell you, if she gets going, if you've got Freeborn and Pavley out there together, might see some in the building site.
May indeed, yeah. I think back to last season, it was the Essex game, a match-winning 68 not out in that one. So we just see another replay here of the wicket. It's beautiful bowling from Lucy Hyam, and something which I imagine the Warwickshire bowling attack, especially the spinners, will be looking out for here, is the pace at which she's bowling. She's allowing the ball to just nip off that surface, extract that extra degree of turn. She's not darting in arm ball after arm ball, so there's definitely something here for the slower bowlers.
We get through for 1 here. There was some bat on it from Karis Pavley. Off the mark.
She wanted 2 there, Karis Pavley. At Abby Freeborn, and it wasn't even looking at her. She'd got down the end. It was like, that's it. Done.
Quick word for Ella Claridge and her keeping there as well. That was a decent bit of keeping from Ella Claridge to whip those bails off to get rid of Georgia Redmayne.
She's definitely getting turn, Hyam.
It's a well-run quick single. Brings the 100 up. 100 for 2. Freeborn on to 47. And it comes up midway through the 12th over.
Of course, it often does once the wickets tumble.
Pavley's gone early here. It's up in the air and it's caught. And again, the ball following Charlie Knott. And Karis Pavley's on her way. And it's another wicket for Blaze. And the Bears lose a 3rd in quick succession here. 100 for 3. Pavley's gone for 1. The wicket taker, Hyam. And the catch well taken for a 2nd time in this innings by Charlie Knott.
Maybe just a bit of impatience there from Pavley. Coming in off the back of a great start. Terrific take again by Knott. Almost identical to that first one. Ball high in the air, got herself under it and into a good position. But just went for the huge shot. Maybe a little bit more bounce than she expected, and it's come off as a big top edge. But what an over for Hyam. 2 wickets coming from it, and it's just changed the feel of the whole innings.
Well, she bowled an excellent first over for just 3 runs, didn't she?
Yep.
And she's followed that up here.
Yeah, certainly has. Certainly been the pick of the bowlers alongside Georgia Elwys. And now in the middle arrives Amu Surenkumar, our latest colleague here on Bears TV.
Well, yes, our good friend Amu. Can we call her that after 10 overs? I think we can, can't we?
I'd say so.
28 she scored. It's nice to have 20 balls on Sunday. She was seeing it well. And we know she can clear the ropes. Maybe she'll just take a look at Lucy Hyam first. Well, it's got the outside edge. A little bit fortuitous because could have gone anywhere. She gets 1 and she's off the mark.
I do love seeing a spinner who's not afraid to give it some air. She's getting the ball right above the eye line, and then might be getting just that bit of dip as well. And then the turn. Excellent spell from Hyam.
2 for 6 so far. It's also the dot balls that will always help. Happy Freeborn sweeps. Gets a little on it. She'll get 1. She'll keep the strike as well, which is probably no bad thing at this moment in time. She moves on to 48. The Bears on to 102 for 3 from 12 overs. And really important at this point, they just don't lose this momentum, Aaron.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, this has been a bit of a collapse here for the home side. So they've gone from 94 without loss after 10 to, as you can see there, they've brought up the 100, but the problem is they're now 3 wickets down, and it goes back to that previous point in the opening half of the innings. The Blaze would have a good over, like Hyam's first one, and the next one would go for 12 or 13 runs. You look at these last 2, you've just had back-to-back excellent overs from Georgia Elwys and, of course, from Hyam herself. So, really good fight back this for the Blaze, and now here comes the leg spin of Josie Groves from the Birmingham end.
We've still got plenty of batting to come, of course. Nat Wraith still to bat, and she was so impressive throughout last season's Blast campaign. You've already seen Mary Taylor can smack a few in the One Day Cup.
It's important that they've still got Freeborn there. That's key right now.
Just laps that one round the corner. And that's going to go all the way to the ropes. Is it for 4? No, it's been just blocked off. Really good piece of fielding again. And it will be 2 to the total and a 50 for Abby Freeborn to follow up her 86 on the opening night down at Essex. Another half century.
Yes, but maybe not too much time to celebrate yet, because I think she's key now. She's going to have to keep it going for the home side after losing those quick wickets. If she can stay out there and keep scoring at this pace.
Need to try and turn that into a 2 if they can. Nope, they just settle for 1. Just the 6 boundaries?
Yep,
It's
6
been a
fours,
while,
4.
hasn't it? Am I imagining that it's been a while since you hit a boundary, or am I?
No, you are bang on. I mean, the majority, the lion's share, as you'd grow to expect, really came in the power play, but completely agree with what Mel has just said as well. Very muted celebration. She knows there's a bigger picture up for grabs here. Has to bat sensibly.
Full toss. Probably doesn't get what it deserves from Amu Surenkumar. Just 1 more to the total.
Yeah, we say that a lot, but you know, a lot of full tosses don't go.
No, they don't, do they? They do feel like a bit of a gift, don't they? But just 4 off the over so far. That's better. It's cramping Abby Freeborn. 105 for 3. So again, only 3 runs from this over so far. 2 dot balls. Someone's found a hammer.
I thought it was Abby Freeborn for a minute, because she absolutely spanked that ball, but just straight to the fielder.
And that's the end of the over then. 13 gone, 105 for 3. Surin Kumar will be on strike. Just 1 to her name so far.
I'd like to see her get really busy, just for these first couple of overs that she's out there. Get down the other end. Freeborn's the one who is seeing them really well. But if the ball's there to be hit, sure, but I just want to see her keeping it ticking over and get busy.
Is that busy enough for you?
Yeah, that's busy. That's a busy boundary. A lovely shot. The ball was there. A lovely shot inside out.
She does have a lovely style about when she strikes the ball. She told us on Sunday she's just finished her first year of university, having done her A-levels last summer. She goes again, and then she's got all of that this time. And Marie Kelly's dropped another. It's her second drop catch of the innings. And it's a life for Amu Surin Kumar. And the Blaze captain and former Bear absolutely furious.
Well, you don't see Marie Kelly drop too many. That one was right in the breadbasket as well.
Abby Freeborn just almost tries to take Amu Surin Kumar out. But she evaded it, and it's just 1 more to the total.
Well, that could be a massive moment for 2 reasons. Not only is Surin Kumar a very destructive batter, but you've got to think of the situation here. If Warwickshire was suddenly 4 wickets down, that is a proper collapse for the home side. So, yeah, that is a bit of a let-off for the Bears.
And no captain wants to drop 1, let alone 2.
And no former Bear wants to drop catches at EdgBLASTon.
Exactly. It's all coming together. So, yeah, pretty tough moment for the Blaze skipper.
I thought that one was easily in. It looked like it was going to be well pouched. It just like it bounced out. But 113 for 3. So in Kumar on to 8. Freeborn's on 52 as she sweeps it or turns it round the corner for a very gentle pull for another single. Score moves on to 114 for 3. 8 off the over. So better over for the Bears. It was needed as well. Run rate just dropped. So Kumar with 1 more to the total. And that completes over number 14. So 115 for 3. Surin Kumar on 9. Freeborn on 53 from 41 balls. Thanks for joining us on the stream today. Of course, we're with you throughout the Vitality Blast campaign, but we would love to see you click on the likes and give us a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated as ever. Your comments as well are more than welcome in the comments section at the bottom. We'll try and get through some of those later on throughout the afternoon. We've still got 6 more overs remaining of this Bears innings, and with the score on 115, we were talking about trying to get over 200. That lady is absolutely key. Abby Freeborn. She'll face Groves this time. It's Surin Kumar on strike though. She turns it round the corner, and that's gone all the way for 4. It's a very delicate shot from Amu Surin Kumar.
Deftly played, I'd say, from the youngster. Read it nice and early, got down very low and just paddles it round the corner for 4. There's no protection down there, so the Blaze have got a deep backward square. They haven't got any finer than that in the deep though, so really clever and well executed shot that.
It's almost worked for 4.
She's on to 13 from 7 balls. Didn't quite get to the pitch of that. It's 1 more to the total. First time I've met Amu actually on Sunday. It just seems like for someone so young, just really confident, well spoken, outgoing, and we're seeing she knows how to play this game.
She most certainly does. I'll explain more about that confidence in a second as Freeborn advances down the track, gives that a nice tonk down towards the wire. It should be a single. Yeah, I spoke to her when she was out in Malaysia for the Under-19 World Cup alongside a certain Davina Perrin and of course Phoebe Brett. There were 3 Warwickshire players in that tournament. Exact same thing, completely taken aback by the confidence that she possesses.
That's a big hit. And it's not quite going all the way, but it's 4 more to the total. And not only can you get the confidence that she possesses when you speak to her, but she's showing it with the bat.
Yeah, most certainly is. I mean, that is a great shot to play against any spin bowler, and one which immediately you can just see the body language here of the Blaze. Do we make an adjustment to the field? Do we keep that fielder in the 25-yard circle? Do we push them out and make a change in extra cover? Really, really clever batting, that.
One more to the total. It's another good over. 126 for 3.
She's just eliminated all the dot balls too. She's happy to scurry down the other end for a single, but if the ball's there to be put away, my goodness, she does have confidence.
They've run the first one hard. They think about the second, but wisely they choose not to. And it's 12 off the over again. 127 for 3. They've just picked up a little bit more momentum here, have the Bears. 55 for Abby Freeborn off 43 so far. And Amu Surenkumar is on 19 already from 10 deliveries. 5 overs to go then. 127 for 3. We've got to be looking for 180, surely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, to be honest. You've still got 30 deliveries remaining. Get at least 50, if not 55, 60. You are approaching that, but this is going to be a big over here. Lucy Hyam has been brilliant today. 2 for 16 from her previous 3 overs. In fact, we're not going to see Hyam, it'll be Charlie Knott. But
I was going to say, they're saving a Hyam over.
And I think that's wise, to be honest. I don't mind that.
Is not. Freeborn aggressively looking to sweep.
Now this is an interesting contest, I think. Now the young Surenkumar against the experienced Knott. And Knott's had pretty much all right-handers to bowl at so far in this innings. Another one now.
Immediately Surenkumar identifying this as a potential 2. And they do get back for 2. That's brilliant running. As soon as she hit that, she knew where it was going. It was identified as a 2 opportunity, and they grasped it with both hands.
She's quick too, Surenkumar. She's actually a player. I was on a podcast this week for The Cricketer, our County Conversation podcast. Sorry, shameless plug.
Carved away, and there's no fielder on the boundary. If it's got enough to get there, and I think it has for 4 more. Picked her spot. Everyone inside the rope on the offside. And it's 4 more to Amu Surenkumar.
She's just flayed at that. It was a little bit too full, too wide. She's got all the shots. Nice attempt at the fielding. Just love seeing her playing forward, down on one knee. Yeah, she's a player that we were talking about it being the best time to be a young player in both the men's and women's game, and we were looking at players 21 and under, and there were a few players who were around in this Warwickshire side that we were including in our list of the best, and Surenkumar was definitely one. She started the season with back-to-back 50s in the One Day Cup.
It's up in the air. There's the appeal and given. And Abby Freeborn is not happy about it. But the umpire says, yep, there was bat in that. And Freeborn's on her way for 56 from 44 balls. And the partnership of 35 between these two, which has been driven by Surenkumar, is broken. And the Bears lose a 4th wicket. 135 for 4. Claridge with the catch, not the bowler. And it's Freeborn who's on her way for 56 from 45 balls.
Wasn't actually sure what they were appealing for at first, whether they were appealing for the LBW or for the catch. In the end, not just kept her hands out, appealing for everything. Umpire delayed the decision, which made me think she thought waiting for the catch. And then Freeborn, I think, didn't think she got any bat on it. So that's perhaps why she's particularly unhappy. Whatever it is, she's out now, but it's been a fantastic innings by Freeborn. really got the Warwickshire side off to a great start with Meg Austin.
Felt like she'd stalled a little bit in the last since she passed her 50, everything had just kind of slowed down to the odd single, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did look like maybe running out of a little bit of puff, but the good thing for the Bears was that Surin Kumar has come in and she's
striking
bolted
at 200.
Out of the game. Yeah, exactly.
Here's Nat Wraith for the last ball of over 16. We've still seen 8 runs off the over and the wicket for Knott. Leading edge from Nat Wraith, but it's 1 to the total. And 136 for 4 then after 16 overs. So 4 more remaining. They've put the brakes on very well here of the Blaze, and contributory factor to that, and the main factor of that, as we always say in Blast cricket, is taking wickets. Slows run rates better than anything else.
Yeah, they've done a really good job just to wrestle back a little bit of control. I'll tell you what though, I think this is a really big opportunity, isn't it, for Amu Surin Kumar? I mean, we've seen already she has gone out there with full assertion, full self-belief, and every single first ball that she's faced against the spinners, it won't be spin this time as Grace Ballinger prepares to bowl here from the Birmingham end, but she's looked to take the attack. So of those 3 first deliveries against the spinners, 4, 4 and 2. Not bad going at all.
Wraith is on strike. Ballinger the bowler just helps it into the leg side. Just going to be 1 to the total, bringing Surin Kumar on strike. Nat Wraith experienced again, who will just know to give Surin Kumar right now as much strike as possible, really.
Yeah, change of angle for Ballinger early on with the new ball. She was just coming over the wicket. Now she's coming round.
Slower ball. It's got short from Surin Kumar, but she'll get through. Deceived a little by Ballinger. It's well bowled.
Yeah, she was getting terrific swing early on. Swing both ways. Now she's trying to use that angle coming wide of the crease, taking pace off. So all the little variations coming into play.
One more to the total. Another single for Nat Wraith. She's on to 3. Surin Kumar on 27, of course. She got enough of that. Oh, she's gone. Well, it sounded nice off the bat. It's another catch for Charlie Knott. And Surin Kumar is on the way for 27 from 15 deliveries. Well, there's no holding her back. She was going to go for the shot. Sounded really nice off the bat, but just a couple of inches too low. Knott takes the catch, and it's 5 down now for 139.
Well, it sounded good. It looked good too as far as the shot went. But maybe she was just hurried a tiny bit, and you'd put your best fielders right on the spot. And Charlie Knott has been a ball magnet today. And she has been flawless as well. Really great awareness. It was exciting while it lasted. Very entertaining cameo from Surin Kumar. But that's just going to keep the run rate slowed down, one would imagine. When you think back to they were 95 for none, now losing 5 wickets for 44 runs. That's something of a collapse, it's got to be said.
Mary Taylor is the new batter, and she's immediately on strike to Grace Ballinger, who bowls a slower ball. Very watchful from Mary Taylor. But Mary can hit some runs.
She certainly can. In fact, I was going to mention this. This was the match-winning partnership in Southport for Warwickshire against Lancashire in the One Day Cup earlier this season. So these two, famous last words, definitely should know how to bat together when it comes to running between the wickets and all the like. But yeah, Taylor can certainly be destructive.
Shorter ball this time. Helped on its way around the corner by Mary Taylor. is off the mark. 140 for 5. It's the end of the over. Good over from Grace Ballinger. And with 3 overs remaining, well, that 180 now seems quite some distance away for Warwickshire Bears. Here's the wicket of Amu Surenkumar. As you say, sounded good, looked good, but Charlie Knott's been an incredibly safe pair of hands today.
She's looked so solid in taking every one of those 3 catches. Even the way she landed, it was almost a ballet-like in its gracefulness.
And now she's got the ball in her hand.
I did say she's going to contribute somehow.
1 for 25 so far. Nicely flighted.
Well, yeah, a wicket and 3 catches isn't too bad, is it?
It's not bad. And we've still got the batting to come.
Exactly.
Pesky Aussies.
Oh, I know. Can't get rid of us.
Although we're shipping you off to another country today, aren't we? Scotland.
I'm off to Scotland.
Down the ground comes Nat Wraith. Just almost chipped that into no man's land. Hyam was coming charging round. She got 1 to the total. 142 for 5. It's another dropped catch. Oh, and just about kept in. Put down by Josie Groves this time. She's hurt her finger there as well in trying to take that catch. They'll get 2 runs. Certainly a bit of discomfort. Here's Josie Groves. But it's a 3rd dropped catch from the Blaze.
And a mis-stumping.
One more to the total. 145 for 5.
Gee, you think if the Blaze had taken their chances, Bears would have been in all sorts of trouble.
Misfield from Kelly. Just be 1 more to the total. 146 for 5. Only 6 off the over though, so it's still not too bad. Last ball of Not Spell. 1 for 31, so really good contribution with those catches from Charlie Knott so far. And it's a dot ball to finish, so 1 for 31 from the 4 overs from Charlie Knott. 146 for 5 then, 2 overs to go. And don't forget to subscribe to our stream today, of course. We'll be with you throughout this Vitality Blast campaign with the both the men's and the women's ties. The stream will be back with you live on the 26th of June. And of course, the Bears will be taking on the Pears that day. We always like to eat a pear, don't we?
Oh.
Not being too aggressive or anything.
I mean, I grew up on an orchard, so I do like eating pears generally, just in a slightly different way.
So it looks like Josie Groves is being treated from that drop catch. It looked like she'd hurt her finger in the process. That's not been dropped though. That's been taken on the boundary ropes. And this time Emma Jones gathers that quite comfortably. And Nat Wraith will depart. And it's a 6th wicket down. 146 for 6 and another one for Grace Ballinger.
It is, and she's bowled really well today. I mean, she didn't get the early wickets, did she? None for 13 from her first 2, but I mean, the last 2 overs, or 7 deliveries, you'd say now, she got a couple of wickets from them. So we said she'd be a bit of a menace, very much a danger in both the power play and, of course, at the death. And so far, something I would say, of course, this is for the Warwickshire bowling attack. Pace off has definitely been very, very useful. So when I'm looking at the likes of Mary Taylor today, maybe Alexa Stonehouse, the left armour, of course, you've got Surenkumar herself, who does like having Nat Wraith up to the stumps. That is something which I've just noticed. It's just beginning to hold up a little bit in the surface. It's difficult to get away.
Stonehouse is in. That's a slower ball, and Marie Kelly takes the catch. And it's first ball duck for Alexa Stonehouse. It was a slow ball from Grace Ballinger. Everything was in slow motion, really, and Stonehouse has steered it on the fall straight to Marie Kelly, who takes the catch, and it means Grace Ballinger is on a hat-trick.
Wow. Well, we did think she was going to be a handful. There was plenty of width, but it was almost like catching practice when you see fielders practicing that, and the batters, she just kind of lost her shape a bit as she played at that one. Hand came away. She couldn't have sent it more directly. And that'll be a relief for Marie Kelly, having dropped a couple of catches. She takes that one cleanly. But this is some collapse now for the Bears. Really tough going. They had such a blinding start, but it's just all fallen away.
7 wickets for, what, 50, 51 runs?
Yep, exactly that. Here is the hat-trick ball then.
It is for Grace Ballinger, and it's to Millie Taylor this time, and it's back down the ground from Millie, and they'll get runs. No hat-trick for Grace Ballinger, and one more to the total for the Bears, and Millie's off the mark. Millie and Mary batting together again. We saw them together on Sunday.
I'm finding the MLL and MSL quite confusing.
Right, I can tell you who is who. So Mary is MLL, Millie is MSL.
See, that is confusing because I saw the MLL.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely shot. If that gets over the ropes, which it does, is it into the building site? Do we have our first 6 into the building site of the day? Well, the good news here is on Sunday they had to lose those balls, but there's some workmen there to get it back for them today in high vis. What more could you want?
Well, big heave-ho across the line. There's some power behind that one.
Mary Taylor with the shot. Let's hope it's not landing some concrete. No, they are going for a new ball.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm telling you, I said before, if they are laying concrete over there are going to be so many balls in that concrete.
You can imagine, can't you, check into your room and wonder what this little dimple is under the carpet. It's a cricket ball that just got stuck there.
There'll be a few.
Could be quite unique. Good shot, though, from Mary Taylor.
Yeah, great shot. Yeah, that's... Oh, someone's looking for it.
Well, someone.
You need your hard hat if you're going to go in there, mate.
Fletcher.
I think that was Luke Fletcher.
He is the bowling coach for the Blaze, of course.
It is Luke Fletcher. It definitely is.
Well, he needs a hard hat, doesn't he, if he's going to go over there?
Well, you'd think he would, but they're still trying to find a suitable ball here.
He recognises they're not cheap,
no,
the balls. He realises the value of it.
Well, this whole ball, we've literally got 7 balls to go. Is it really that difficult to find a ball that's appropriate? They are rattling through the box of balls still. Now, we've seen a wicket. There was a moment as well. We seem to have picked up a 5 somewhere along the line for Millie Taylor.
Oh, hang on. We just lost a 6. There might be a little issue with the scoring.
I did wonder why Millie Taylor had suddenly got more runs. So, they're having a discussion now. Aaron, give us your words.
That is now correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is correct.
Well, there's some interjection around the balls as well, I think, in terms of which one we're using. The debate continues. Is that the one that's come back from the building site? Or is that the one that's carried? Well, Luke Fletcher, I think, has fetched it from the building site and wants to carry on with it.
Well, I'm not surprised. He's seen Ballinger get 2 wickets with that ball. He wants it back so she can have another go with it.
Well, I think the umpire Peter Baldwin's actually. Oh no, then maybe they haven't got it back. He's not. Someone's not happy with the ball they've chosen. The perils of having a building site on your cricket ground right now. It's going to be worth it in the long run, of course. Oh, now we're rattling through them again to try and find another one. Well, I think it's safe to say, with the issues we had with the side screen at the start, that Blaze aren't going to hit their cut-off time here. I don't think they're going to be penalised. Has he found it?
Have we got a helpful construction worker. In the meantime, the umpires have finally settled
They've got one.
on a ball that's suitable. Well,
Well, as we say, the palaver of the ball selection is done. 3 for 24. Grace Ballinger's got. She's holding it going, do I like this or not? And the discussion continues in terms of trying to get that one back. I think we maybe... Oh, no, hang on. Oh, he's cleaning the concrete off it. There we go. Look, I'm just looking at that seam. I'm not sure that that's going to be usable. That may have been one from the weekend. You never know. Anyway, 153 for 7. Here's Ballinger. Well, she's managed to beat Mary Taylor outside the off stump with this new ball. And it's another dot ball. 7 off the over. 2 wickets as well. It's non-stop here.
We have seen some funny things today, haven't we? Just in terms of the visuals.
it started off with a white seat poking through the...
Oh, and then the man popping his head up through the tarpaulin, having gone to fix it. Big swipe from Mary Taylor. Oh, Millie's going to be run out here. Is she? No, she's got back, I think. It was a run that was done incredibly slowly, and Millie had plenty of time to return and get back. But it is a dot ball to complete the over. 153 for 7, and 3 wickets for Grace Ballinger, 2 in that last over. And it's 1 over to go. And now we're looking at something hopefully over 160 as being the best that they can manage.
It is, and I mean, that probably, I say probably, on this surface, it should be under par, really. It would take a very, very good bowling display, but it goes back to what we said beforehand. Grace Ballinger has displayed it there. Take pace off the ball if you're a seamer. And it's the exact same for the spinners as well. You look at Lucy Hyam, just allowing for the dip, the flight to take its effect. That's what I want to see from the Bears bowlers, and I suppose alternatively for the Blaze, they've got to come up with some game plans to try and nullify that.
Charlie Phillips is going to bowl over 20. Sounded nice off the bat for Millie Taylor, but it's just going to be 1. Phillips has gone for 23 from her 2 overs before, so something similar here would be very welcome for the Warwickshire Bears. Tammy Beaumont is fielding it deep square leg. The England international, of course. 5 balls to go. It's an attempted scoop, I think, from Mary Taylor, but didn't quite work out as she wanted. So just 1 more to the total. And I mean, if you're a Blaze coach, captain, or anyone to do with the Blaze, you'd settle for a run of ball here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I think they'll be a little bit frustrated and disappointed to have, in many ways, squandered such a good start.
Well, they chased down 162 to win against Lancashire on Monday, did the Blaze.
Yeah, their wins or their results have been quite tight, though.
Yeah, they have. 179 Yorkshire managed. But they managed at 181 for 6. They've won both in the last over, so it's gone down to the wire.
3 balls remaining both those games when they got there.
Mary Taylor advancing again. It's 1 more to the total. 157 for 7. Considering where they were after 10 overs, though, you do kind of feel it's a missed opportunity, isn't it?
It definitely is. But full credit to the Blaze. I think they've bounced back really, really strongly. And it was catalysed by Elwys and Hyam.
Yeah, you're right. It was that bit when they both came on that all of a sudden the brakes were on, the wickets started falling and they kept tumbling.
But then again, we haven't seen the Bears bat yet. Oh, sorry, we haven't seen the Blaze bat yet. And the Bears bowl, of course, we've seen the Bears bat. But we said the same thing at Trent Bridge last season between these two. Thought 160 would have been under par. Ended in a tie.
Last ball. Oh, up in the air. Long way up in the air. Oh, and it was nearly a hat-trick of dropped catches from Marie Kelly. But she got that one at the second attempt. And Mary Taylor goes And that concludes the innings. 158 for 8 for the Bears. So Blaze are going to be chasing 159 for victory. And given the performance across the first half of that innings from the Bears, it will certainly feel like a missed opportunity. And we talk about, well, we mentioned earlier on today about momentum within the league, but momentum within games, the momentum's certainly with the Blaze right now.
Cheers, thank you. No, I was just trying to score as many runs as possible, as quick as possible. So, yeah, just trying to do a job for the team.
Obviously, they pulled it back quite well there, the Blaze, towards the back end of that innings, but that just shows you, I think, maybe that the ball's getting a bit softer, the pitch is getting a little bit more difficult to score on towards the back end.
Yeah, no, they bowled well, and I think, we've just got to match that and be better than them, so, yeah.
And obviously, as well, 159 to chase down. You've beaten the Blaze a couple of times as well last year as well, so hopefully for another one maybe this time?
Yeah, hopefully we'll win. Obviously, coming off 2 losses, it'll be nice to win this one, so yeah, it'll be good.
No worries at all. Go let you go in field. Thank you very much indeed. For Amu Surin Kumar here, the Blaze winning 159 from their 120 balls to win this Vitality Blast women's fixture.
Yeah, thank you, Jolliffe, with our good friend Amu, who batted well today. Very impressed once more. She's certainly a cricketer who just goes for it. Let's have a look at some of the best bits then from that Bears innings after what was a super start offered up by Meg Austin and Abby Freeborn.
Well, it was a brilliant start, wasn't it? 60 without loss in the power play with the Bears, and Austin and Freeborn just looked. It appeared as though it was going to be one of those days where the Bears were going to amass a massive total, at least 180 plus, if not 200 plus. But, of course, in the overs that followed, it was the 10th, 11th and 12th overs. They were the key ones. As we said, it was the partnership between Elwys and Hyam as ultimately led to the undoing of the home side. But it was a great start, wasn't it, Mel?
I mean, so many beautiful strokes. There was a bit of luck there for Austin, dropped by Marie Kelly, who did spill a couple. But Georgia Elwys, it was the point where she came in that changed things, but only after Meg Austin pulls off some really stylish shots. Ballinger alongside her as well. They found the boundary with ease. And it was just such a good partnership. Austin, with a lot of grace and timing. Ballinger with no little power at all. They were scoring all round the ground. And Lucy Hyam had her work cut out for her, patrolling the boundary rope as well. They both had good options against the spinners in that partnership, as well as the pace. Use their feet. That one there, just a real gift and big flourish from Austin. So good down the ground. That was a shot that didn't really work for her. She tried it a couple of times, the reverse. The umpire not being convinced. There weren't many parts of the ground they didn't score in. But there was some good fielding by the Blaze out there on the boundary ropes. There were several really close saves out there.
Yeah, the ground fielding was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Dropped from catches.
I was going to say, yeah, let themselves down on the catches front. It was Charlie Knott probably who didn't. That was the wicket of Meg Austin off Georgia Elwys. 44 she scored off 31 balls, 6 fours and 1 6. And I mean, the one thing you could rely on today as a Blaze fan was Charlie Knott's catching.
Yeah, she just got herself into such good positions underneath the high ball. And that was the start of it. 95 for none they were. And then all of a sudden, the wickets tumbling. Georgia Redmayne there, foxed by Hyam, who I thought bowled really, really well. And
bit of turn as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
good,
there was.
Good wicket keeping. 98 for 2, that was.
Yeah, Claridge did well.
Carris didn't hang around. Maybe she should have waited a little longer before deciding to find Charlie Knott again, who took that at the second attempt. Carris back from England duty, of course. It's been in such good form.
She had. I felt like it was a really impatient shot. She hadn't been out there for long. I think that was only her second ball that she'd faced.
It was indeed, yeah.
And that for me, that was a big wicket because you've got someone like Karis Pavley, left-hander as well, to break it up. But this young player, wow, was she good to watch, Amu Surenkumar.
Yeah, we just heard from her. She's bristling with confidence right now. Batting very nicely. Another 27 today to go with the 28 she got against Somerset.
Yeah, she's an exciting young player, isn't she? We talk about the confidence. She got a little life there from Marie Kelly. That was her second drop catch. But she just walked out there and just owned the space, really. Took over from Freeborn, who was kind of just at the other end watching.
Yeah, that was a fine shot, wasn't it, from Surenkumar? And I've got to be honest, it was, for me, probably the wicket of Pavley. I think that was the key one. Because
absolutely.
Even though Surenkumar, you can see here, she was beginning to put the pedal to the metal, it was very, very difficult to navigate those, I'd say, 3 to 4 overs after Pavley and Redmayne went in quick succession. So even though we've seen a flurry of boundaries there and she did bat exceptionally well, it almost felt as though the Bears were playing catch-up. They were behind the 8 ball, the blaze. You could see the body language in both the field and the bowling unit completely changed. And yeah, that for me was massive. Then, of course, there was this wicket, the reverse sweep attempted by Freeborn, caught by the aforementioned Ella Claridge, who, by the way, I think did a really good job behind the stumps today. Very, very tidy.
Did go down as a catch as well.
It did go down as a catch.
Confused as to what it was out for, but
yep.
And Abby pretty convinced she hadn't touched it, but the umpire deciding that there was definitely some contact there.
But even then, at that point, you're 135 for 4. And at one stage, we were saying 180 bare minimum. It was going to be very, very difficult from here on out to get a really big total. And then, of course, this didn't help, did it? The 5th wicket to fall.
Have to be aware of the X, don't you, when they return? Grace Ballinger on this occasion. No, do you not have to be aware of the X? Or is this my life experiences I'm just sharing with you, that's all.
Well, I don't want to know about your dating history. I don't know where you've been.
That's not very nice, is it? Surenkumar was out first, then Ballinger was well and truly in, potentially for a hat-trick as well. And that's why it was a loopy ball that was met, and Marie Kelly this time managing to pouch one.
She didn't even react when she took the catch.
I'm not surprised. She was probably a little bit troubled by the fact that she'd dropped 2 already and the amount of runs that it potentially had cost her team. Well, she makes up for it, though, because she takes another one as well, doesn't she? So there was frustration from Alexa Stonehouse on her way after just one delivery. And then we saw the... Well, if it was put on stage in London, it would be called a farce, wouldn't it? Really, of trying to find a new ball to play with when there was 7 left after that one landed in the building site. I'm wondering if we need maybe a slightly bigger bit of scaffer fencing. Maybe might be the answer, because that only just sneaked over. And here's that Marie Kelly. Oh, and it was grabbed at the 2nd attempt just to finish things off. So 158 for 8. So just about holding on to that Marie Kelly in the end off the bowling of Phillips. That was up in the air for some time, wasn't it? So fair play to her taking that catch. All right, we asked you to send your selfies in, didn't we, by scanning our QR code. Mel didn't quite have time to get the QR code up and ready, but here we go. These are some of the selfies that we've seen today.
Oh, thumbs up.
Yep, some are here with a thumbs up. We like that. Thumbs up on the stream. You could put your tongues away, actually. That would be...
Tongues out, thumbs up.
Well, yeah. Maybe that could become a theme. Who knows?
Maybe it's suns out, tongues out.
Well, here we go then. Ready for the chase to begin. And it's Paul Baldwin and Grace Banbury are 2 umpires who are on their way to the middle. And the pressure now shifts onto these Bears bowlers to see if they can defend this total. 158 for 8.
Yeah, completely
so
agree.
159 the total.
completely agree with that, to be honest, Adam. I think the pressure definitely on the home side here, and it has resulted from that collapse. I mean, we've spoken about it a lot. 94 without loss after 10. The next 10 overs, 64 for 8. So if you are of a Warwickshire persuasion, of course it would be ideal to get one of these two, if not both of them out. I mean, we've spoken about the danger of both Beaumont and Kelly in multiple segments of the broadcast so far, but you've also got to think, even if the Blaze have a good power play here, you're not out of the game. The Bears were 60 without loss after their first 6, so of course a wicket or two would be great, but they've just got to keep in the fight, keep the body language good, and of course take your chances as and when they materialise.
And it's going to be Alexa Stonehouse who will open up from the Birmingham end. She opened up from the Pavilion end.
She did.
On Sunday, so if that's her preference. Amu Suran Kumar is warming up as well, so maybe she'll share the new ball. So Marie Kelly, we mentioned obviously great history with the Bears. Now of course today captain the Blaze, but she does sometimes like to come back here and score runs, doesn't she? It was the One Day Cup last year, she scored, was it a century?
Yeah, it was. I mean, everybody around these parts absolutely adores Marie Kelly. Here she is then, on strike against Alexa Stonehouse.
Good contact with the first ball, but straight to the fielder. And of course Tammy Beaumont as well. I mean, what can you say about Tammy Beaumont's career?
Precisely that. I mean, one of the absolute greats in English cricket. And of course comes into this game off the back of a blistering half-century against Lancashire as well. So, yeah, very dangerous opening pair, these two.
They're both in good nick. And Marie Kelly's away. And she's going to get the first boundary of this Blaze innings. It was short from Alexa Stonehouse. And is given the treatment. Abby Freeborn doing the fielding. And it's the first runs of the innings for the Blaze.
It is, and I think for Marie Kelly that's massive for her confidence as well. I know she took the catch to round out the innings, but as a captain you want to lead from the front, don't you? And when you do drop a couple, especially given who they were, she would have been reeling a little bit after that, so she'll be hoping for some early runs here.
We saw good pace from Stonehouse, and that was quick. And it's been turned round the corner, and there's some debate whether it's gone for 4 or 6. It's gone all the way for 6, but it looked very flat off the bat of Marie Kelly to begin with. But it's not the longest of boundaries, and the umpire sticks both of his hands in the air and says, well, actually, I think that's gone for 6. There was a bit of non-committal, I think, coming from the Bears fielders. Quite a tight decision, but it is 6. Alexa Stonehouse now fiddling with the field. And Georgia Davis as well, just getting involved in the conversation. She's gone for 10 off the last 2 balls. Full start from Alexa Stonehouse. The fielders that are out both on the leg side. Only 2 out, of course, allowed in the power play. Marie Kelly again. This time picks out the fielder who's at deep mid-wicket. 1 more to the total. 11 without loss from the opening 4 balls. We saw plenty of pace from Stonehouse on Sunday. It was that pace, I think, that certainly helped create those opportunities. But you saw the head drop with the dropped catch and the no ball as well.
Yeah, it was a difficult opening over, wasn't it, against Somerset? Hasn't quite been the same today, though. Already 11 off the opening 4 deliveries.
Beaumont on strike. She's off the mark. Turns it round the corner. Just be 1. Suran Kumar will do the fielding. Good over so far for Blaze, though. On to 12. And it does bring Marie Kelly back onto strike.
Just needs to find the radar as well here, does the left armour. Dropping it a little bit too short, and it's not short where it's difficult to face. It's coming up at quite a nice height here for Marie Kelly.
Last ball of the over. Again, she's turned that one round the corner. Oh, and it's a poor bit of fielding from Amu Suran Kumar. goes through her hands, through her legs, into the boundary for 4. So a couple of 4s and a 6 in that opening over from Alexa Stonehouse. It's a brilliant start for the Blaze, who are 16 without loss at the end of the first over. And don't forget, thanks for joining us on the stream, but don't forget to do your likes as well. I think we're trying to get up over 1,000 today. Obviously just the women's game today, no doubleheader for you, but if you could click on the likes, maybe leave some comments as well, and you can of course subscribe to the stream too. We'd love to have you along with us for the ride throughout this Vitality Blast campaign. Second over, Caris Pavely is going to bowl it from this pavilion end.
Yeah, 2 right-handers, so you've got the left arm finger spin here of Pavely, and also just because these two are so proactive, they are aggressive, maybe just try and induce a full shot here, whether it's one which just cloths up or you can get Nat Wraith involved with the stumping. I don't mind this. Let's see how it pans out.
Beaumont's on strike and reverse tickles that one round the corner. I think they're going to come back for 2. Beaumont making the decision. Mary Kelly was unsure, but they do complete 2. And score moves on to 18. Very delicate shot from Tammy Beaumont.
Well, she's so experienced, isn't she? We all know exactly what she's capable of. So much experience for England. It's such a strong opening partnership. I think I said at the beginning that it's probably the strongest opening partnership in this competition. They've just plugged that little hole there now to prevent her repeating the shot.
So instead she just sweeps it conventionally. Gets a little inside edge on it and it doesn't quite reach the ropes. It's a good piece of fielding in the end. They will, however, get back for 3.
Well, that just shows the class and the smarts, not to mention the skill of Tammy Beaumont. They plug the hole, she goes the other way. She's just got so many options.
Phoebe Brett, I think, doing the fielding on that occasion.
Yeah, for any young batters out there, use that as a blueprint against spin. The Bears didn't initially have 3rd, so she goes for the reverse. Georgia Davis and the bowler have to immediately plug that gap. They bring the fielder from fine leg. Next ball, pops it in exactly the same place. And of course, that's now allowed for an extra bit of space here towards mid-wicket.
And all of a sudden, like really early in the innings, you see it's the batters taking control. When you see a team and a captain just trying to chase the ball, chase the batters around, it just gives that impression they're the ones who are in control.
Oh, she's quite fortunate there. She's tried to pull that hard and she's just got a thin edge onto it yourself, the face of the bat. And I thought, did she cut it off? She did. It was tight, wasn't it? Very tight.
It's Georgia Redmayne doing the fielding on that occasion.
That was a terrific bit of fielding.
I'm impressed she pulled that back. I thought he'd reached the ropes, but 2 more to the total. Another good over for the Blaze. It could be tight, but Marie Kelly gets through. Stonehouse with a throw. Rafe removing the bails.
That's the other part of a really good opening partnership too, isn't it? The running between the wickets, and these two are both very quick, athletic.
Well, they've got an almost effortless 9 off this over, and it will stay at 9 with a dot ball to close. 2 overs gone, 25 without loss. .134 more required for victory. Good start from Marie Kelly and Tammy Beaumont, and we're going to see Mary Taylor, I think, from the pavilion end. What's her blast record like?
Pretty good, actually, and something here with Mary which I imagine we'll see early doors. We saw them almost choreographed against Somerset, but she has a really slow delivery, one which really loops out the back of the hand, so I imagine we could see that, if not on a couple of occasions, early doors here. You can see the extra catcher is there at short extra cover as well, so let's see what she has in store.
Hits the mark straight away. Dot ball to begin with. Plenty of bowling options as ever for the Bears throughout the side, of course. Sure, we'll see Millie Taylor, Amu Suran Kumar as well. Phoebe Brett bowled very well on Sunday. Usually takes wickets. Good single, well run by Beaumont and Kelly.
Yeah, they're willing to take on the fielders, try and just force some pressure onto those ring fielders because they're so quick to get down the other end for a single. Do they both have M. Taylor on their backs then? I have to check that. Mary's got M. Taylor.
I don't think Millie does, no. I'm only saying that because I can just about see the back of her shirt from here, yeah.
Yeah, so it's M. Taylor and Taylor, even though they are both M. Taylor.
So it's a bit considerate of their parents, isn't it, really, from our perspective, to give them both names starting with M?
Well, I think the inconsiderate bit is to have their second initials for Mary as being M, L, and L.
Yes.
I mean, that's the inconsiderate bit, just to confuse everyone. And that's going to be out. Oh, it's a spilled chance. It's put down. And it was a diving catch. And I think it's Georgia Redmayne who's put the chance down. And Marie Kelly will live to fight another day. 27 without loss.
Well, not an easy chance by any means. It would have been an absolute blinder if she'd managed to pull it off. But she sets pretty high standards. She'll be disappointed.
Fielded by Suran Kumar. One more to the total for Tammy Beaumont. 28 without loss. With a diving opportunity, you're right, it was tough, but it's one of those you often see taken. Just 3 singles off the over. This is better for Mary Taylor. Oh, and what has that missed stroke hit? And how has it avoided the stumps, I think, is the question. Good over from Mary Taylor, just 3 from it. The brakes have been applied for the Bears after an excellent start for Blaze. 28 without loss. Kelly on 17. Beaumont on 11. And we're going to see a second over for Caris Pavely, or we can see Stonehouse. No, we can see Stonehouse from this pavilion end. So a change of ends for Alexa Stonehouse.
Certainly is, and for the Bears, of course, hopefully a change of fortune as well. And they will be desperate to get one of these two out. And especially Kelly now that she has been dropped. We saw it the other day against Somerset, just how costly. Well, it was taken, wasn't it? It was a catch that was taken to, in theory, dismiss Sophie Luft, but it was off a no ball. And of course, Bex Odgers, the previous delivery, had been dropped, so they can be very, very costly.
Tammy Beaumont to face. And Tammy Beaumont to do what Tammy Beaumont does. It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, she's just pushing a ball across the right-hander and pushed it a little bit too far. And it ended up right in Tammy Beaumont's hitting arc. Too much width. So a change in end for Stonehouse, but still not quite got her radar dialed in.
She got all of that. Amu Suran Kumar's under it and takes an excellent catch. That's a super take from the youngster on the square leg boundary, and you can tell how much that means. They have all come charging in to celebrate with Amu Suran Kumar. They know what a big wicket that is of Tammy Beaumont's, and the Bears strike is 32 for 1.
Well, we said, didn't we, it was important to break up this opening partnership, and they've done just that. And it is Stonehouse who's copped a bit of tap from both these openers, but in the end, what a catch that was from Suran Kumar. She wasn't quite sure she'd settled underneath it in the right spot, but Beaumont departing for 15 off 10. Dangerous player. But just look at how she gets into position here and then wasn't quite sure. She'd gone a little bit too far back and had to make the dive forward. That is great work.
She had a long time to think about it and get herself in position.
That's terrific, isn't it? That really is a superb catch, and it's superb for two reasons. One, the hang time. I mean, you two have just alluded to it there, but also she's very close to the boundary rope there. It's one of those where, as the catcher's, well, potential catcher's gone up, she's probably just had to take a quick look behind just to check where the feet are, and then to judge that and get the catch. Absolutely top-notch that from the youngster.
I'm not sure you're going to see a wider grin from anyone either. She was very pleased to have held on to that. 32 for 1. Knott is the new batter. It's a decent ball from Stonehouse as well.
And I did highlight her bowling. I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the real young guns in the women's game, and Surin Kumar was the one I mentioned earlier, but Stonehouse was another one who was on our list. There's a lot to like about her. With the left arm option, she really does bowl at terrific pace. Creates chances.
She's been borrowed from Surrey, of course.
She has, yep, on loan from the Brown Caps after devastating the Bears on a couple of occasions last season, especially in the T20 County Cup. So I imagine for both the batters and, of course, the coaching staff, relieved to have her in the unit, but no, completely concur with that sentiment as well, Mel. Definitely someone to watch out for heading into the future.
Struggling to get a run-up correct here. Didn't feel comfortable, and then bowls a beauty, which Wraith takes. I think she's on England's radar as well, isn't she?
She is.
Well, she plays for Surrey, so she would be.
Oh, wow. Sorry, hang on, let me just fix that chip on your shoulder.
32 for 1. 2 balls to go in the over. Oh, it's another beauty. I'll tell you what, Nat Wraith standing up here, this is going to take some really high quality keeping, because she's bowling a fair old rate of knots, I think. 2 knot.
2, yes. I'd love to see a speed gun. I'm quite curious as to what pace she's being able to get. Very, very deep in a crease now, Knott. Right back.
Finally gets some bat on one. And that's an excellent over. What a response that is from Alexa Stonehouse. 16 off her first over. She's back with a wicket and goes for 4. So 4 overs gone, 32 for 1. There's a poll running as well on the stream, of course. And that's, who do you think is going to win this game? 32 for 1 off of 4 overs, Blaze. So their target, of course, is 159. So that's another 127 required for victory. Have your say. And obviously click like, subscribe at the same time, and let us know who you think is going to win this game in the poll. We're going to see Phoebe Brett at the far end.
We are indeed, yep. Bit of a left arm finger spin here. And this is interesting for me because it comes down to pace of bowling. So Phoebe is someone who likes to give it a little bit more air, likes to impart some additional drift onto the cricket ball. So I think the pace at which she bowls here will be very, very important indeed. And can she try and just bowl a tempter here to Marie Kelly?
Good start. Sounded very Australian then, didn't I? Good start.
Yeah. Oh, mate, yeah. Bonza start.
I mean, we can go into this further, but I mean, Mary Taylor just bowled a really good over where she went for 3. But do we assume, as Marie Kelly turns that round the corner, that this is the plan, and we're not going away from what the original plan was? Because, and this is just, if I was the captain and I've just had someone gone for 3 runs, I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll bowl you another over. But clearly, this is the plan that they set up with today.
Oh, a bit of luck there. Well, I'm not sure that it would have been the plan to have Stonehouse bowl 1 over from either end, to have her swing around like that.
It's gone for 4, that.
It has. But, yes, I'm not sure if that's part of the plan. But I quite like seeing Phoebe Brett come into the attack quite early. She's another one who's taken a wicket in every match she's played so far this year across formats. and including for that ECB 11 side.
It's picked up by Kelly, just for 1 though.
Yeah, she took a 5 for against New Zealand in that ECB 11. So she was another one that got a mention as well. We were talking about the young guns, only 17 years of age. That's astonishing, isn't it?
Really is. 38 for 1. Midway through the 5th over. So just 9 balls left in the power play. Nicely played by Knott. I'm going to get 2. Stonehouse doing the fielding. Nice touch. Eight off the over so far. Still 2 balls remain. Not finally off the mark. Watchful.
Yeah, just targeting the stumps there a little bit quicker from Phoebe Brett. So with those impressive multiple plats.
A lovely shot from Charlie Knott. No one stopping that. That's all the way to the boundary ropes for 4. And completes the over. 44 for 1 then after 5. Expensive opener from Phoebe Brett. And where do the Bears turn this time round? From this pavilion end. And we're going to see a change of ends, I think, for Mary Taylor. Long conversation with Georgia Davis.
So continuing to mix up her bowlers early on. Perhaps just trying to prevent them from settling. What a gorgeous day it is yet again.
Marie Kelly on strike then. 18 off of 13 balls so far. She's picked up Mary Taylor nicely there. That's going to be 4. Lovely shot from the Blaze captain. They move on to 48 for 1. Not much going to be to separate these two sides, you think, at the end of this over and the end of the power play. Leg bye to the total. It's on to 49.
I can imagine for Marie Kelly back here at EdgBLASTon, having dropped a couple of catches, will be quite keen to lead from the front. She's certainly doing that so far. She is bolted out of the gate.
Another lovely shot from Charlie Knott. It's just beautifully timed through the covers for 4. Well, she's already caught well. She bowled well. And just starting to find her way with the bat. Brings up the 50 for Blaze. 53 for 1. Midway through this 6th over. Final over the power play. Plenty for Georgia Davis to think about. Well, that's in the air from Knott this time. Is it going to be safe? Yes, it is. It's Paverley who comes round and just about manages to restrict them to 1. So 1 more ball to come. No, 2, should I say? 54 for 1.
Pavely might have thought she'd had a sniff. Did see her take that brilliant running catch on the boundary at Trent Bridge a few weeks ago.
Top ball. 10 off the over so far.
And they're rattling along. They're rattling along nicely. So they've managed to remove one opener, but it hasn't slowed down the run rate at all. If anything, it's sped up.
Last ball of Mary Taylor's second over. It's a slower ball. I think gets the better of everyone in the end. And that completes the power play then. 54 for 1 at the end of the first 6 overs. And Aaron, as we look at the highlights from the power play, do you want to talk us through the comparison?
I can indeed, yes. So the Bears were 60 without loss at the end of their power play. As you can see there, the Blaze 54 for 1 after their allocation of 6 in the opening spell of this run chase. So the Bears in that metric are ahead. For those who are superstitious, last season 6 of the 7 group stage matches here at EdgBLASTon were won by the team who was ahead at the end of the power play. So maybe that could go in favour of the Bears. But just to go back to what Mel was saying, we've seen some beautiful shots, and Marie Kelly, you can just sense she's wanting a big score here today.
Georgia Davis into the attack from the Birmingham end. I think that's evaded everyone and everything. And it's a bye that's been run very swiftly.
It's good keeping though from Nat Wraith. Preempted that. Just got the pads in the way in the end. And you can see again there's another change in the field. Really is good to see this against spin bowling. Right from the get-go, just putting the spinner out of stride, out of rhythm. Puts the pressure back on the bowler.
Well, that's up in the air. Slight miscue from Marie Kelly. And that's going to be... Oh, my word! Phoebe Brett. Well, it was a casual approach to the catch. It looked so simple. And it's another catch that's gone down in this game today.
Well, Kelly dropped 2 catches earlier, and she's now been dropped twice. And mentioned that Phoebe Brett, just 17 years of age, and she almost looked a bit shell-shocked when that ball went down, but that's a big moment, one feels.
Charlie not capitalising straight afterwards with a 4. Very nice shot. Brings around a change in the field. We are, of course, out the power play now, so fielding restrictions lifted. And she just changes her angle this time and finds the ropes again. And the dive from Meg Austin is in vain. It's 4 more to the total. And not already onto 19 off of 12.
She just almost caressed that one to the boundary. What a lovely shot that was.
Marie Kelly gave 2 lives to the Bears, and, well, she's had 2 back.
Karma.
It is indeed. One more ball to come in this 7th over, 64 for 1. Another dot ball to complete the over, 9 from it. Then from Georgia Davis, or should I say 10 from it, in fact, with that bye too. So 7 overs gone, 64 for 1. And Mary is being replaced by Millie at the pavilion end. The big E in the beautiful blue sky above EdgBLASTon. So Millie Taylor into the attack. How many wickets did he take last year?
22 for Millie Taylor. She was the leading wicket taker in the entirety of the competition. So, again, this will be a big allocation of 4 overs for the Bears. I mean, Taylor last season was a talisman. She was someone who could basically spark a collapse. So let's see if she can have the intended effect here today.
Opens up with a full toss, which isn't really taken advantage of by Marie Kelly. It's straight to Caris Pavely in the deep. 1 to the total, 65 for 1. Current rate required then, just 7.32. So another 94 to win. Straight down the ground this time from Knott, just going to be a single. No chances taken.
Just on those drop catches as well. It's one thing in the first innings, you put down a couple of catches.
Musa and Kuma fielding again.
But when a team is bowling second and you're defending something that's not as much as you probably wanted, then the pressure just exponentially increases.
Sweep for Knott isn't too effective. Millie Taylor racing through this over. 4 balls gone, 3 runs from it so far. Not sure if anything's been put onto that. Is that going to be a bye? It's gone down as a wide. Seen a few of those so far. Attempted sweep from Knott wasn't effective. Marie Kelly now on strike. She uses her feet. And that's 4. A despairing dive of Mary Taylor trying to save her sister a few runs there, but couldn't quite get there. It's 4 more to the total. Kelly moves on to 29.
She looks so good, Marie Kelly. She moves around the crease, uses it really well, likes to back away, give herself a little bit of extra room. Then just all class in the shot itself.
She off the bounce, that almost span into Mary Taylor, I think, perfectly. One more to the total. 42 they move on to, and that's the end of the 8th over. 74 for 1. Those selfies on show. Being shown to the supporters who are in EdgBLASTon today, basking in this glorious sunshine. Half term, of course. So real family days out, and we're going to see from the far end. Is it going to be Georgia Davis again? No, it's going to be Phoebe Brett who's coming back into the attack. So these two going nicely here. Not on 20, Kelly on 30, 74 for 1. And it's the Blaze captain and the former Bear who's on strike. She'll add 1 to the total. Just wanted to check on Sunday. Who won the power play on Sunday?
That was Somerset.
Okay.
Somerset won it in the end.
So history dictates, really, doesn't it?
It does. It is bizarre. So men's cricket as well, 12 of the last 15 games been won by the team who won the power play.
And the Bears have won the power play here. It may not feel like that right now. Oh, Amusa and Kumar. Again, it was a tough one. It was right on the boundary ropes. And I think she was more concerned about stepping over, as we saw. Always a challenge when you're that tight on the ropes.
Well, it would have been a spectacular catch if she'd taken it. Certainly a very good one. I think she missed time to jump. She might have thought it was a bit higher than it was.
Mary Kelly takes full advantage with a 4. Moves on to 35. Well, we should say 5 runs. I think that's the way you have to look at what Amu managed there, because otherwise that was over the boundary ropes for a 6. There, though, Marie Kelly just a little bit squarer and manages to dissect the two fielders perfectly.
She's having to do some work out there. She's a little pocket rocket though, isn't she? The speed of release after she picked up that ball. So it really is an awful lot to like about and be excited about Surin Kumar.
81 for 1. Not down the ground this time. Oh, it's put down again. This time it's Meg Austin.
Wow. Well, this has become a real problem. Kelly's been dropped twice. Now Knott has been dropped twice. And a couple of them are catches you really, really would expect to be taken. She just miscued that running in. Maybe could have been a little bit quicker in getting underneath the ball.
End of Phoebe Brett's over. And there's 9 runs conceded. Score moves on to 83 for 1 then. And plenty for Georgie Davis to think about. Charlie Knott and Marie Kelly just probably totting up between them how many lives they're getting here today and which one of them is a cat and not.
Well, and also you feel a bit sorry for Brett as well. Phoebe Brett has dropped a catch herself, and then she produces 2 wicket taking options in the first over when she's back, and both of those are put down.
Responsibility goes to the captain then, Georgia Davis, to bowl over number 10. The run rate required now just down below 7 and over, so 76 required from these last 11 overs.
Just love to see, just look at the point where Marie Kelly ends up making contact with the ball. She uses the crease so much. She plays back, comes down the pitch, backs away, moves across. Nice bit of foot movement from Knott as well, but straight back to the captain.
Fielded that well, did Georgie Davis. Cut away with power by Knott. Used her feet excellently, gave herself some room. And cuts away to the boundary for 4. She's already raced on to 26 from 20 balls.
Just the way she managed to get that ball through. Not a huge gap. Pretty impressive.
Better flight from Georgia Davis. Good response. The Bears need wickets.
They really do. The frustrating thing is they had 2 opportunities in the previous over. It's costing them dearly, these fielding errors.
Kelly sweeps and gets 4. Well, she made that herself. She created that angle with her movement. And again, between the 2 fielders, Stonehouse and Paverley. And she moves into the 40s, 42 from 28 now. For Marie Kelly, captain in this Blaze side today and taking that responsibility on. This time just a single, well fielded by Caris Paverley. And we've reached the midway point of this Blaze response, 94 for 1. So they require another 65 to win. And again, in terms of scores, even?
Pretty much, yeah. So the Bears were 94 without loss. The Blaze are 94 for 1. So, yeah, it's even Stevens at the minute. However, it goes back to what we said in that first innings. And Warwickshire went from what is a record partnership for the Bears in T20 cricket to all of a sudden being 64 for 8 in the next 10. And something which looked as though it could have been 180, 190 at one stage. You had Freeborn and Austin very well set. Yeah, it just didn't quite materialise, did it?
Well, it was in the 11th over that Austin was out. That was the first wicket to fall. And they lost, I think, 3 for 5.
Yes, yep.
In that next little period. But can Surin Kumar be the one There's that foot movement again from Kelly, backing away, giving herself room. She does it a lot. She never seems to be in the same position from one ball to the next when she takes it on. It must make it very difficult for the bowlers because she just creates the room to play her shots.
That's got to be out. It is this time. Catch is taken by Karis Paverley and knocked on her way for 27. And Amu Surenkumar, she's having a good game today. She weighs in with the wicket of Charlie Knott for 27, and it's 95 for 2.
Well, it was a very entertaining knock from Knott. She came out, was really good foil for Kelly. She was dropped twice, and third time it was the charm as far as Surenkumar is confirmed. She dropped one herself, but on that occasion, she just tried to play across the line, didn't get enough on it. And Karis Paverley absolutely delighted. So it's weird how this innings is almost mirroring the first innings. Can this be the start of another little collapse in this game? This time on the Blaze side that pulls the Bears right back into it.
Georgia Elwes.
Yep, she was brilliant last season, wasn't she? 412 runs in 15 appearances, scored 5 half-centuries and the second leading run scorer in the entire competition. So for the Blaze, they'll be hoping she just bats sensibly here.
She's off the mark straight away. Freeborn doing the fielding. 96 for 2. Another wicket would be very nice right now. Marie Kelly on 44, just steps away. Right in the block hole from Surenkumar. 1 more to the total. Good over so far. 3 from it and a wicket.
Yeah, she's doing both the things that the Bears women really, really needed, and that was put the brakes on and also take wickets.
She's bustling in from that far end, isn't she? She's certainly impressing everyone around here, I think, Amu Surenkumar. Marie Kelly on to 45. Already in position and raring to go. Last ball of the over. Slower ball from Surenkumar, and this time she's gone. The catch is taken. The slower ball does the job. Georgia Davis with a catch. And it's a second wicket in the over for Amu Surenkumar, who strikes to remove the Blaze captain. Kelly's gone for 45 off of 32, and they are now 98 for 3 at the end of the 11th over.
What's going on? It's the 11th over that's the key. Not an easy catch either. Moving across down low. The captain did a fantastic job, and Surenkumar, well, comes in, takes 2 wickets, and Marie Kelly, it's been a wonderful innings from her. But now, all of a sudden, the wickets are tumbling, just as they did for the Bears in the first innings.
Good over from Surenkumar, 2 for 4.
It's fantastic, and I mean, we've just been speaking there about how there's nothing to separate them after 10. Nothing to separate them after 11. I mean, we saw that in the first innings. 4 runs conceded in the 11th. 1 wicket taken, of course. Surenkumar there. Talk about instant impact from the youngster. Absolutely superb work. So, yeah, let's wait and see what Karis Paverley has in store.
She's back into the attack. Once she sorted her ponytail out.
You've got to get these things right. You wouldn't understand.
I would know. I wouldn't. You're right. I can imagine it's really annoying though. It's not quite right. She bowls to Elwes, who's watchful, and might she be? 61 required. 53 balls remaining. Swept by Elwes. It was a full toss from Paverley. And despite the attempts of Alexa Stonehouse, crosses the ropes for 4. First boundary for Georgia Elwes.
Yeah, has a bit of a gift of a ball, really, going down the leg side and just helped on its way. Really good effort, though, by Stonehouse.
100's up for the Blaze, 102 for 3. Coming midway point of the 12th over, which I think is pretty much where it came.
You've beaten me
the
to
Bears,
it.
yeah.
You've beaten me to it.
That's
I
really
think we're ball
strange.
out, aren't we? Probably that's about it, yeah. A bit shorter from Caris Paverley. They're going to try and turn this into a 2. No. Amu Surin Kumar did most of the running there from the mid-wicket boundary.
They very nearly did, because Mary Taylor completely lost that. She's just having a bit of a laugh there with, I think it's a couple of her teammates beneath us in the south stand, but she had gone over to deep mid-wicket. The ball had not travelled that far, so really good fielding there from Surin Kumar.
Initially I thought it was going further, but then didn't even really break out the circle, did it? Dot ball from Paverley. 5 runs scored in the over, 2 balls to come. 56 required from 50. Another dot ball. 103 for 3. Can the Bears start to turn the screw now on this Blaze side? 2 new batters at the crease. Ella Claridge, who was excellent behind the stumps today. She's on strike. She'll get off the mark. Just 1 to the total, so 6 from the over. Score moves on to 104 for 3. And that's 55 required of the last 48 balls. 7 wickets in hand, of course, but this is a crucial passage of the game.
Yeah, it is. Just the teams are neck and neck in terms of where they were at the same point in the innings. Maybe it does just get much harder to bat against this ball here. That's certainly what we saw in the first innings. Started to just maybe hold up a little bit in the pitch.
Maybe as the ball gets soft.
That's always part of it, isn't it? Now, Surin Kumar, 2 wickets in a last over.
A dot ball to start this time as well. Right on the money immediately, bowling to Ella Claridge.
Just even the way she walks back. She's just all business, isn't she? Getting herself marching back there, wanting to be in the contest.
She's going to be turned round the corner, and that's going to go all the way to the ropes for 4. Yep.
Just angled in and 2 straight. Invitation was there to just flick it off the pads.
Bit of dancing there from umpire Baldwin, I thought.
Oh, there's been some good tunes floating around.
Yeah.
Is this your jam?
No, it's, I'm surprised it's his, to be fair.
Hey, don't stereotype.
It's a little jiggle that you did. One more to the total. 109 for 3.
They've got 2 new batters out there at the moment. Of course, the really experienced Elwes. They have to look on it as an opportunity
Slower, slightly floatier delivery. Again, it's one of those that's played into a gap where 2 or 3 fielders can converge, but they don't force the second. They're quite content. I mean, they basically need to run a ball, don't they? They've got 6 off the over so far. So
that's where I think Elvis is really dangerous as well, because she's so smart. There's a bat up.
Another single. Well, players will just try and make this really simple now, won't they?
Oh, 100%, and it goes back to the conversation we're having about Georgia Elwish. She's a fantastic game manager. She's someone who will fully appreciate and recognise this situation and go, you know what, we don't really need to do anything to outside of the box. We can just nudge and nurdle it into those gaps. If pace is taken off, let's not try and muller it to the boundary. Let's drop it into the gap, run those twos and get that required run rate further down.
As we said, they've enjoyed a chase so far this season. 2 wins coming. Chasing totals down against Yorkshire and Lancashire. And they're chasing down here. Another 47 required to win. They're 112 for 3 after 13 overs. Claridge on 7, Elvis on 9. Millie Taylor then is going to come back on at the pavilion end, and if ever there's a time we need Millie to deliver some of that Millie magic we saw last season, it's right now.
Yeah, they need to keep taking wickets. That's the only way that they're going to win this game. They're not going to be able to just restrict them out of the contest.
Met on the full by Georgia Elwis. 1 more to the total. All following Amu Sudankuma. Changing the field here for Claridge. Nice flight from Millie Taylor.
I just don't see very many left arm wrist spinners in the women's game.
We don't.
You don't see that many in the men's game, to be fair. But it seems to be really rare in the women's game.
Swept for a single.
She has, however, got company now. Surrey have got a left arm wrist spinner. Izzy Sidhu, someone to watch out for. So she impressed on their pre-season tour to South Africa. Earned a professional contract off the back of it. It's come through the academy down in South London, so we are seeing a couple now in the top tier.
No risks, just another single.
I think you'll see them do this a lot. Just take the singles and wait for the Bears to make a mistake. Offer up that ball that they can hit away to the boundary.
In some ways that kind of fits with the Bears though, doesn't it? Because they're happy to restrict them to, like we've seen so far, 4 singles in the over. That's fine, as long as they're not giving away those boundary balls, but they just need to keep taking wickets, don't they? Wickets column is key here. Heard the cries of 1. And 1 it is. 5 singles off the over. 117 for 3 then. 6 overs to go. 42 required from 36 balls.
Yeah, I fear for the Bears a little bit here though, because I think they'll quite happily go at 5 or 6 and over of low risk cricket for another couple of overs, and then if they've still got 7 wickets in hand, they can afford to go big. So it just emphasises your point that what they need to do is make a couple of breakthroughs here.
Well, who are your wicket takers? I mean, that's what Georgia Davis has got to look around these bowlers and say, who are my wicket takers? She's turned to Mary Taylor.
Yeah, but to be honest, I probably would agree with that. I mean, Mary is someone who can definitely provide those magic deliveries. She did it up in Scarborough against Yorkshire bowled an absolute gem to dismiss Lauren Winfield Hill early doors, and here she is, taking pace off, and well taken by Nat Wraith. This is the other aspect of the game. We didn't see it earlier with Mary, but she has got plenty of slower variations, so can she just try and tempt a mistake here from the experienced Elwys? I don't think so. I don't think it will be Georgia who'll be the one who could be tempted. Ella Claridge, however, if you put it in the right area, could potentially provide an opportunity.
She didn't really hit that cleanly, did Elwys, but it's enough to get a single. So here we go then, Aaron. Here's your matchup. She's got Claridge on strike. Oh, that's really well played. Outside the off stump, she got down and over Claridge, pulled hard, and that's the release, because it's been a little while since there'd been a boundary. Look how far she got over. She just used her feet, got down low, put herself in the right position, job done.
How will Mary Taylor respond? Slower ball again. She's done exactly the same, and this time she's out. Excellent catch by Phoebe Brett. Puts the misdemeanors earlier when she dropped one behind her. Takes a great catch. Slower ball again from Mary Taylor. This time rather hitting with purpose. She attempted the ramp, and she's ramped it straight to Phoebe Brett.
Oh, big shout out to Aaron. The matchup worked in the end. Just after being hit for 4, she couldn't resist the temptation. That's a terrific catch, and really nice for Phoebe Brett as well. After spilling one earlier, you can see there, really did well to get herself, throw herself forward like that. Keep control of the ball. And is that the key? Can that just spark off a little collapse? It's what the Bears need. The Blaze still have a lot of wickets in hand. They still have Elwys out there as well. It's a good contest. Yes, remember, both their previous games that the Blaze have won, they've won them with 3 balls remaining. They've been really tight contests. So if the Bears can just put on a little squeeze here with Jones, a new batter at the crease, anything could happen.
5 off the over, 2 balls to go. Slower ball again. I think every ball in this over has been a slower ball, hasn't it?
It has been, and part of me wishes that we would have seen this maybe an over before from Mary Taylor, just because it's what served Grace Ballinger really well, especially at the death. Of course, Davis rolling the dice here by bowling Taylor at this stage. It has worked, but in those final 5 overs, she'll only have one of them with the ball in hand.
One more to the total. So they still managed to pick up 7 off the over, but they did lose the wicket of Ella Claridge. 124 for 4. 5 to go. So 30 balls remaining, 35 required with 6 wickets in hand. And there was the catch from Phoebe Brett, and I'm pleased for her. That would have exercised the young demons. 17 years of age. You saw her head after she dropped the catch earlier. She was disconsolate, but that would have gone to make up for that.
Well, and then she had 2 catches dropped off her own bowling when she came to bowl an over after that. So it must be really disheartening when those things happen. So, yeah, it's really nice to see her take that catch.
Millie Taylor going to continue from the pavilion end.
Big question here. Does she give it flight, or does she just bowl it into the surface?
She goes flight. And Georgia Elwys comes down and greets it powerfully with a single.
See, part of me thinks you have to. You've got to try and force an error here. Even if it does result in a boundary, the fact is the Blaze are still firmly in control of this contest, so you don't want to be searching for wickets, you don't want to be providing those drag downs and pitching up a little bit too short, but you've got to weigh up the risk versus reward here.
I think that's the discussion that they're just having, Georgia Davis and her, about where the fielders are stationed, reinforcing the leg side here inside the circle with Georgia Redmayne. I think they've pulled Meg Austin in from the boundary as well on the offside. That's swept. Forward of square, just one to the total.
Pavely out there. She's got a strong arm, bit of a wayward throw on that occasion, but they've just trying to restrict as much as possible. Leg side field is out, so all of those balls just going for the single.
The sweep seems to be the shot of choice to try and deal with Millie Taylor. 3 singles off the first 3 balls. 27 remaining, 32 required. That's been swept a bit finer, and that's going to get across the ropes for 4. It was beyond the diving. Phoebe Brett and Alexa Stonehouse couldn't quite cut it off.
That's the release, isn't it? Every boundary at the moment. It was out of her reach, to be fair. No, I don't think anyone could have got to that. But every boundary just releases that much more pressure, because there just aren't enough dot balls at the moment to really build.
Yeah, it was a bit loose from Millie Taylor, wasn't it? Oh, and Alexa Stonehouse has been done, I think, by the spin. She misread that completely and was unable to turn herself round.
Yeah, there's just completely overran it. Just couldn't change direction quite quickly enough. She's very quick, and she's been really good out there on the boundary, Stonehouse. But the sweeps are proving effective.
It's big over for the Blaze. 12 from it. 4 to go. 23 runs required now from the last 24 balls. So it's under a runner ball. An expensive over. That time from Millie Taylor.
It's expensive without there being too much risk. They had just decided they were going to sweep her, and the 1 runs were easy to get, and then a couple of boundaries.
Amu Surenkumar, who took a couple of wickets in her first over. Well, boy, could we do with a couple now. 136 for 4.
Yeah, real opportunity for Surenkumar.
Jones is on strike. Just be a single. Georgia Elwys is the wicket you would really desire here, isn't it, first of all?
Well, is that game management, and in this case, chase management, that she's so good at. She hasn't tried to do anything extravagant because she knows that she's in control.
Slower and fuller from Surenkumar, but they will get through for a single.
And she's had partners who have come out and been good foils, who've perhaps scored a little bit quicker. She started off that partnership with Marie Kelly, but then Claridge coming in, and now Jones. They've not just sat back and expected Elwys to do all the work.
38 for 4. That's a slower ball from Surenkumar, and it might do the job. Oh, she just couldn't quite get there. Abby Freeborn just fell short of her. Well, I think Surenkumar's been watching Sam Curran. That was a moon ball.
It was a Sam Curran special. You could have read War and Peace by the time it got down the other end. It took forever, and it almost did the job.
139 for 4.
Well, you can't say that Surin Kumar isn't trying everything.
No.
Next ball darted in. She is trying to manufacture the wicket.
4 singles from the over.
Yeah, that's all they're having to do. So it's been really smart cricket. You've got to hand it to the Blaze. They've dealt with this chase really well.
Good stop from Freeborn. Every dot ball is crucial. Hence the round of applause from the supporters in EdgBLASTon. One ball remaining in the over. 19 off 19 required. Oh, for a wicket right now. One more to the total. 3 to go. And score moves on to 141 for 4. And it's your chance now to vote for your player of the match as well. If you want to scan the QR code, which you can see in the bottom of your screen, you can vote on who you think should be the player of the match for the Bears this afternoon. I think Surin Kumar might be in amongst your thought process.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, I think she's a very, very strong contender, especially if she can get a third or even a fourth wicket as well here. Batted superbly well, took that brilliant catch out in the deep, and has bowled superbly too. So I think she's very, very highly up there.
Not that we want to influence your vote at all, because there are other good contributions from Meg Austin and, of course, Abby Freeborn as well.
Yeah, Freeborn 56 off 45, Austin 43 off 30.
Plenty to think about. And maybe Phoebe Brett could be the match winner here, because she's coming on to bowl at this pavilion end.
Well, she, as I mentioned, she hasn't played a top flight game this season without taking a wicket. So,
well, let's hope that continues. 21 off her first 2 overs.
That would
but
make,
a couple of drop catches.
Yeah, a couple of drop catches. It would just make things quite interesting if she managed one now.
It's going to be a wide. Just drifting it across Emma Jones. Everyone crucial. 17 required off 18. Short help round the corner. Stonehouse will cut that off. They will come back for a second though. Could be tight. No, home safe. 1 bounce into Nat Wraith.
I've got to be honest, I've not been the biggest fan of these field placements to Emma Jones. It feels like it's actually playing into her strengths, which if you're looking to restrict a side to runs, that's fair enough, but the Bears are looking to get wickets here. That one is just spooned up. It'll backspin for just a single, but they're bowling stump to stump. She's a very, very strong sweeper of the cricket ball, and they have got protection out there, so you're not really risking necessarily 4s and 6s, but it's easy singles. For me, I'd be looking for a field placement which restricts those scoring avenues. Make her try something a little bit different instead of just going to the bread and butter shot.
There's been a conversation with Georgia Davis in terms of what field placings we require here. Good use of the feet that time from Georgia Elvis.
Yeah, it's just risk-free cricket from the Blaze at the moment. Now requiring 13 off 15. It's going to need to be a bit of magic from Brett.
Good stop. Redmayne this time. 13 from 14. The reverse in the air over the fielder. Don't think it's going to run away for 4 though, is it? Oh, it's a desperate dive, but it does get there. Abby Freeborn couldn't cut it off. And that could be the crucial boundary that really does release the pressure from Emma Jones. 9 more required off of 13 as they bring up the 150.
She's been good sweeping, and she pulls out the reverse. Just gets enough on it and enough elevation to clear the infield. They've come in. She plays it again. Another reverse. And it's going to get the same result, I think.
Yep, it is. 4 more.
Almost thought I was watching a replay. Just a bit finer this time.
Well, it was probably a risk bowling Phoebe Brett there. 13 off the over. And it's 5 now required from the last 2. Just clever play from Emma Jones. But as you said, Aaron, you bowl straight to her. She's very good at sweeping in either direction.
She is, and I mean, I imagine if you looked at the wagon wheel, the vast majority, if not all of these 25 runs have come either square or behind square, and the Bears had 2 fielders at long off and long on. Why not put one of them up, have a fielder out a deep third, try and make her hit down the ground? That's just something which I saw, not only in that over, of course, we've just seen it with those back-to-back reverses, but even in the over prior to that, which Millie Taylor bowled, it was, for me, a little bit too defensive. That's all, and obviously Jones now, well, she's in. She scored a few boundaries, and does appear as though the Blaze are romping home to victory.
5 to win, then 2 overs to go. Mary Taylor to bowl the penultimate over. One more to the total. She'd try to finish it in one healthy blow then, Emma Jones. She's bypassed Georgia Elwes since she arrived at the crease.
Yeah, she has.
3 to win. Discussion on field placings between Georgia Redmayne, Georgia Davis and Mary Taylor. When you need 3 off 10, it's a fairly deep discussion, given they've got 6 wickets in hand, unless we're going to see something fairly miraculous here. So we're seeing Millie Taylor coming out of, I think she was short third, wasn't she?
Yep, she was indeed. Just goes into mid-wicket now.
So now no third at all. Be interesting to see if she just tries to dink this into the space. Nope. And Millie Taylor does the fielding. Dot ball. 3 to go in the over. 3 to win. Over 19. Caught and bowled. Mary Taylor gets the wicket of Georgia Elwes. And it's a 5th with the score on 156. Taylor picks up a wicket again, and it is the end of Elwes for 20. Caught and bowled by Mary Taylor, who's got 2 for 21.
Well, do it yourself. And just pops the ball back up. Took it really well. And maybe, is there still a flicker of life? As I said, they've won. Hey, we're on Bears TV, buddy. I'm keeping it up. I'm keeping it going.
156 for 5.
They have won their last 2 games. I go back to only by 3 runs, so they've not dominated. And it's impressive, though. Mary Taylor never stops competing, does she?
Nope, she doesn't.
And she's been, in some ways, I think she's, along with Surin Kumar, been pick of the bowlers. Just her variations with slower balls have really kept them in it.
That's another one. She's got a second in the over. And the catch is taken by her sister, Millie Taylor. And it's goodbye immediately to Georgie Boyce.
Well,
5-6 for 6. Aaron's looking on in disbelief, but Mary Taylor's on a hat-trick.
that flicker just got a little bit brighter.
It's a slower ball, isn't it?
The reason why I'm in such disbelief there, I've been watching a lot of Georgie Boyce up in Yorkshire this season. That's her area of strength. Usually she will muller that to the boundary, and in this case it would win the game, but there was a complete lack of conviction in the shot. You've got the fielder there. Taylor makes zero mistake with the catch, and well, this would make it interesting. 3 runs in a final over, providing, even if this is just a dot ball, let alone a wicket, if there's a hat-trick, that provides some extra drama and excitement into the piece. But 3 runs, it can be a little bit tricky at times, especially if you get off to a slow start. So we'll have to wait and see. What can Mary Taylor provide with this delivery?
Well, it's the second time that we've had a hat-trick ball in this match.
It was Grace Ballinger in the first. Mary Taylor has it this time, and Lucy Hyam is the batter to face. It's a slower ball again. It's turned into the leg side, and it will be a single, and it will complete the over. And 3 for 22 from Mary Taylor's 4 overs. The pick of the bowlers for the Bears, 157 for 6, so Blaze require 2 from these final 6 balls.
Well, we've spoken about the symmetry in these 2 innings, and it sort of continues, doesn't it, with the collapse in the second half. The first 10 overs, great for batting. A second 10, much trickier for the team out in the middle.
157 for 6 then. Amu Surenkumar. 2 required off this final over. Hyam is going to be on strike as well, the new batter. 2 for 17 so far for Amu. If only that could read 6 for 17 at the end of this over, I think we'd all be very happy. Unsurprisingly, plenty inside the circle to try and stop the singles. Just 2 outfielders, both on the leg side boundary. Here we go then. Amu Surenkumar. Blaze require 2. The Bears need 4 wickets. Well, they're taking that one on. It's brilliantly run, actually. Emma Jones had set off very quickly. You would hope there isn't a single there, but they've made one. Good cricket from Blaze.
Yeah, she just wanted to get Jones on strike.
1 required.
Happy to take the risk, yeah. It's
Jones drills it. Well, they was going to complete it anyway because Hyam had set off, and before the ball had even reached Mary Taylor to misfield it, they were herring after it. It's a win for the Blaze by 4 wickets. They've done it again in the final over of the innings. It's a 3rd straight victory for the Blaze. The first time they've defeated the Bears in 4, and it's a 3rd straight defeat for the Bears. Georgia Davis and her side, despite the very best efforts of the likes today of Meg Austin, Abby Freeborn and Amu Surenkumar with both bat and ball. Mary Taylor with the ball as well.
yeah, it does. I mean, the catching again is something that has let them down. 4 chances in all, and you can't give players like Marie Kelly and Charlie Knott extra lives. I thought their ground fielding was good though. They did well, and I have to say there's some positives in the form of Freeborn and also Surenkumar, who was terrific once again in both departments. Running between the wickets had improved, Meg Austin has been consistent, but they've still got some work to do. They've got some things coming together, but still not everything clicking into place for the Bears. But you can't take anything away from the Blaze.
No, you can't. The fact is they did get off to a great start, and we're seeing here in the highlights the power play. Of course, we'll also see the drops that Marie Kelly was fortunate to survive, but they just went about the early stages of the run chase very, very well indeed. You can see here, lovely timing on the ball. That was a little bit of a misfield from Surin Kumar, who, in fairness to her, bounced back. You'll see when she gets the catch out at deep square leg, but you could just tell from ball one the Blaze were definitely up for it. Beaumont and Kelly, both informed batters, going about their business in stereotypical style, panache and flair, and it just felt as though the Bears needed something. It would come later, but this great start definitely alleviated any early pressure for the visitors.
Don't expect Georgia Redmayne to be dropping catches, really, do you? It was a diving one, admittedly, but the kind that you see make a difference. And this one for Amu Surin Kumar was an absolute beauty. She was so happy about taking that catch, and after her performance with the bat and then the ball, no great surprise. And when you're picking up the wicket as well of Tammy Beaumont, it's always a bonus, isn't it? She was pumped. I think there's no doubt about that.
She's a little live wire, and I love that about her.
That brought Charlie Knott to the crease, who again batted incredibly well. She also caught well today and bowled well. And she made a telling contribution for the Blaze too. Good partnership with Marie Kelly.
Yeah, that was a key one, that partnership between Knott and Kelly for the second wicket.
Here's one of the dropped catches, probably the simplest of them all for Phoebe Brett. An advantage was fully taken by the Blaze batters. Millie Taylor being taken down the ground by Marie Kelly.
Yeah, Marie Kelly batted beautifully. She used her feet to the spinners. She, coming down the track, she would back away and give herself room against the quicker bowlers. And there's the drop catch that time from Surin Kumar. Put a jump in when it probably wasn't necessary.
I think she kind of misjudged where she was on the ropes as well, wasn't she? She had a bit of room to play with. It's always tricky when you try to judge those moments. And then this one as well for Phoebe Brett. Another drop that proved costly.
Sometimes
it's not like Meg Austin to miss those.
Yeah, it's almost like they're not getting into position early enough. Even that previous one with Phoebe Brett was similar, just not moving quickly enough to settle underneath the catches. But they didn't need much invitation, the Blaze players, to make the most of any lives. It's just a real display, wasn't it? And they kept it going for those first 10 overs. 94 for 1 at the halfway mark.
And then eventually, Caris Paverley did pouch one. And a wicket for Surin Kumar. Well deserved. And another was to follow quite quickly as well. Safe pair of hands, Caris Paverley, as ever. And then Marie Kelly picking out her opposite number, Georgia Davis. And those 2 wickets in that over just gave a bit of hope to Bears, didn't it, Alan?
It did, yeah. I mean, at this stage, they were practically neck and neck at that stage of the innings. But I think for me, one of the real key difference makers today, as we see yet another wicket fall there. Good catch from Phoebe Brett. That was Ella Claridge on that occasion, falling to a slower ball. But I think for me, we spoke about game management. Georgia Elwes did a really good job, even though it wasn't the highest score of the game. Just went about it in exactly the right kind of manner. It was low risk, high reward cricket really, and the Bears missed that foil. They could have had it with Freeborn, but she had already batted for a number of overs. She'd done ever so well in the power play, run hard between the wickets, and She just didn't have enough gas left in the tank to be that foil. The next thing as well, which I'd just like to touch upon, to see that great caught and bowl from Mary Taylor, was the field setting to Emma Jones, who of course has finished unbeaten on 27 not out. I did have a look at the wagon wheel. I said that I wasn't remembering or recalling many shots in front of square. Just 3 of her 27 runs came in front of square, and that again, little things, those 1%ers. Field placement's really important in limited overs cricket, and that for me, I think that was also another key area where the Bears could have improved on at the business end of the game.
A couple of wickets in the end there for Mary Taylor as well, giving her 3 for the match. And then the winning runs hit, unsurprisingly, by Emma Jones, who saw the Blaze home to a 4-wicket victory then, and a 3rd straight victory in the competition for the Blaze, and a 3rd straight defeat as well for the Bears. Now, as we know, they'll be away from EdgBLASTon now for a few weeks. There is obviously Game of Sunday coming up, which we won't have the stream for. But of course, we are back here with a stream against Surrey on the 26th of June. Feels a long way away, doesn't it? Where the Bears will be taking on the Pairs for the men in the evening as well. So it's going to be a cracking double-header that day for sure. Plenty of work to do in the meantime. Obviously, they'll be playing away from home after the game this coming Sunday. So plenty of work needed, but they don't seem like they're too far away from knitting everything together. Yeah,
I think it's just a case, once they get those things together, obviously the fielding is something they really need to work on. You can't afford to drop 3 or 4 catches every single game, and that they've done that in these last couple of games. So that's, I think, really key. Number one, get that sorted out, because you'll have players coming in and out of form with the bat. They've got the firepower up top, and they've got some really good bowlers as well. So if they can get all of those things just working at the right time, I'm sure we'll see them start getting on the right side of these matches.
That old adage, catches win matches. It's been around for a long time, and it kind of rings true, really, doesn't it?
It does, and just given the nature of the competition format, a big response is needed away at Durham. If the Bears lose that, 4 losses on the trot, the campaign, I'm not going to say it's over, because things can happen in T20 cricket, but it would be very, very difficult from that point onwards.
It would. Aaron, Mel, thanks for your company today, as ever. Back on the 26th, the pair of you?
We certainly are.
Wouldn't miss it for the world, would we?
No.
Bears eat in pairs. You can't beat that on a Friday night, that's for sure. That's when the stream's back, of course. Don't forget to like it, subscribe. We'll be back for that on the 26th of June. That's the next time Bears TV will be live. Thanks for your company today. It's a 4-wicket defeat for the Bears women's side, but still some signs that it's eventually coming together. Thanks for your company today.